Is it live?
Are we live?
No, it says you've been live for like the last 5 minutes, man.
No, on the tubes that aren't the good tubes.
Man, what's going on out? What the heck's going on out there in the chat? All sorts of they're speaking in binary and all sorts of crazy stuff.
YouTube at some point, not.
You don't impress me till you speak proper Klingon.
Let's see.
Nerd.
People out there chatting. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Sunday evening. It's the closer. Thanks for watching. We got pretty big panel. I got 10 of us here, and Mystic Gun says nope, not live. So we let's see who's out there tonight. Make sure it's on live chat. All right. Daniel Pfeiffer. Ape, you were first. Glimtech, Kingpin, Mystic Guns, G23, SS Pawn. How you doing, SS Pawn? Rich White. Who else we got out there? Grim 90's out there. Kingpin, I think I said that. Moo. Scott P79. Carolina EDC Reviews. Gizzard Gary, I don't forget the chicken. Seven Wonders. Seven Wonders, you got a link if you want. All right, awesome. So, Gizzard, what's up, buddy? What's going on? How was the show today? Got a chance to listen to a little bit, but not a ton.
It was pretty good. I mean, obviously, we missed you and the youngin', but had a pretty good show going on, I think, all told. Had a good time and had some different people on there and stuff. And we talked the morning away, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite. No.
I found a co-host. Had a co-host show up. Oh, what's going on? What's going on?
Pocket Doge. Pocket Doge.
Yeah. Could be Pocket Doge. Oh,
belly.
Oh, scratch my
belly.
Scratch it.
Belly.
As soon as I get it to large screen, he puts the back down.
Apparently I didn't close the gate from upstairs because she usually has the dog upstairs. She decided to come visit. That's all right. Moo, what's going on, buddy? I hear you're buying. Is the Scuzzlebutt you're buying a firearm or something? What's going on?
No, man. I just moved in my new house.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to
buy like a housewarming gun?
Isn't that the first thing you're supposed to buy?
Actually, I am. I got to buy a new upper because me and my daughter are building an AR-ish. But
didn't I just say aren't you getting a gun? He says, I just bought into a house. Well, actually, I'm buying an upper because we're building a rifle. So
yeah. Well, right, I made a shit ton of money on my house sale, so that's all right.
Oh, well, there you go. Send some my way. What are you building? What are you putting together?
Well, my daughter likes the 7.5-inch upper on my 5.56, so that's what she wants to build. I might sneak in a 10.5 and tell her that that's mine and she gets the other one.
Yeah.
But now we just moved in on Tuesday and my wife has been a honey badger freaking unpacking everything. And at least she unpacked all of her stuff and now I got to unpack all my stuff. But it's been I'm beat, man. It's been crazy. It's nice, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
I expect my women to both pack and unpack my stuff when we move.
There you go.
True, but aren't you also looking for a sugar mama, which implies she wouldn't be doing much, if anything?
Yeah,
well, she'd have the money to
do it, but I'm
right.
Yeah, that's the goal, and I think that's like catching a fart in the wind. I like supervising. Like I'll sit there with some lemonade or something and tell them what they're doing wrong. Often. Well, that's what I did with the movie company, and they still screwed everything up.
Every good job needs a good supervisor, they say.
Well, that was my problem. I wasn't a good supervisor. Shit.
Lift with your back.
Yeah,
Lift with your back. Jerk it up.
You can get another box on that stack. You can. Hey, the more you lift at once, the less trips you got to make, right?
Mm-hmm.
All insured.
That never burned anybody. Yeah, that never hurt anybody.
Now, also remember,
Little
if there's
pain
like
never
two
hurt
of you, if you're the first one to take the box, you're going to end up taking less numbers of boxes.
Yeah. For sure. Ozzy's out there. What's going on, Ozzy? Frankie Guns and Glitter, what's going on? Abe, what's happening with you, buddy guy?
Not a whole lot. Worked most of the weekend with the exception of today, so really haven't been doing much. I've been doing my best to keep doing what I've been doing for the past 20 years of being a inverted or an introverted basement dweller.
There you go.
It's way different than an inverted basement dweller. Bring out the GIMP.
Now all you got to do is find somebody that'll work cheap that can like bring you Mountain Dew and meatloaf and stuff like that down to your little sarcophagus there, and you'll be good to go.
Meatloaf.
No, actually, I've got gas hookups here to put in the stove. Actually, there's a microwave that somebody brought because somebody else needed a new microwave because obviously something that's over 10 years old can't be working properly anymore.
I sold my sarcophagus.
If you got one of them coal chutes from the old days, you could rework that thing into some kind of a meatloaf chute.
You see, I don't have a coal chute. The furnace that was in my place before they decided to sell it was actually an old oil-fired furnace. So all I have is just like a 2-inch diameter pipe that's capped off going from my garage to the other side of my basement here.
Sounds like a milkshake could fit through there.
However, I do have these wonderful doors that are like about 6 inches square on the bottom of my fireplace stack sitting here. So if I didn't mind my meatloaf getting a little extra dietary fiber in it, work just have to have someone climb up on the roof and drop it down the flue.
There you go. Gloomtech, what's happening?
Not a whole lot.
So you had did you say the other day that you were still doing you were still teaching, huh? You guys still had classes and stuff?
We did the class that I had coming up, which was going to be for next 2 weeks. I'm sorry, that one I canceled out. Yeah. I was still going to do the class, but the only problem is not going to do the fingerprinting. So, it's like, okay, well, it kind of says to do the fingerprint. Yeah, I'll do the class without doing the fingerprinting.
Right.
So I just canceled it out. I'm like, screw it. I don't need this.
Yeah.
But other than that,
let it go till
I still got guns. I still got ammo.
Just clean the front door of your shop.
The panic hasn't.
Each one that goes in, you'll get.
And the panic. Well, no, we're actually we do it in the church. So, and the area is big enough that I could actually do 15 comfortably because there's enough room to spread everybody out. But they have to be standing right next to me when I fingerprint them.
Right. Well, that sucks. So what do you?
Can't just tape 2 yardsticks together and say, "Okay, I'm standing next to you within acceptable appreciation."
There you go. Nice thought, but be a hell of a reach to get to the fingerprint card.
Well, no, that's where you get like a clothespin or a little bit of sticky tack on one end of your tape together yardstick and just tap it on there and hand it over to them and say, "Okay, touch the card and nothing else."
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you get one of those sticks that they have in the commercials for the old people, where you
the grabby claws.
Yeah, they got the handle on the end and then a claw together.
The grabber.
Yeah, the grabber thingy. Yeah, it's one of
those. I would still go traditional, like with the shark grabber.
Or you can get like the ones that they had when we were little kids.
Oh yeah,
bird's head on the end of it, and you pull the trigger, and the bird's head will like snap at somebody. You like pinch their ears.
Gee, what's going on?
Nothing. Thanks for the invite.
Pink says, didn't realize these dumpster fires started so early. Just happened to check my feed and boom. There you go. Absolutely. Edge, what's going on with you? How's your garage doing? You keeping everything held down tight there?
Well, I got my guard dog that only wakes up when I open chips. Chip bag. He's like dead asleep, like he's been drinking for 3 days, and then I open that chip bag up and he's what? What? You got food? I'm like, you're not getting any.
But I'm so cute and fluffy.
I saw a real funny Instagram video the other day, and it said at the top, it says, my dog knows the sound of his snacks. And it was like he opened one bag of something in front of the camera, and the dog was laying down with his head away from him. You know, the dog was not looking at him. And he opened up a bag of something. Then he opened up a bag of something else. And then he opened up a bag of his treats, and the dog like sprung up, turned around, and ran at him. It was funny. He knew exactly, he knows the sound of what he can and can't have. It was pretty cool.
Their dog. I used to have a dog that passed a couple years back, and when I was done at night, just doing my routine, I'd shut down my computer, and the Windows has that chime. He'd be dead asleep. As soon as he heard that chime, he'd wake up because he knew it was like, hey, it's time to go to inside. And shit like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. But other than that, just doing keep my family safe. Heading out, running errands, grabbing what I need. It's annoying trying to find the little things like bleach. I went to I canvassed 6 miles of where I live. Every Dollar Tree, every Dollar General, every Walgreens, every CVS, every grocery store, and they have all the dishwashing soap, but none of the antibacterial. That's the only thing that's left.
It's weird because at the one grocery store I go to, or actually a couple of them around here, you can definitely see that they're probably prioritizing shipments, and they're shipping certain things, before others, because some weird stuff is running out, like dish soap, dish detergent, liquid dish soap. Like it's totally wiped out.
Well, they got dish soap. They just don't have the antibacterial. It's like they're picking. Like, okay, you can have the degreaser stuff, but the antibacterial stuff is good to clean your hands. That's the one that's gone.
Yeah. So,
and that was all they had in my store was the Pall Mall of antibacterial stuff. All the regular Dial or soft soap or regular hand soap that was antibacterial. That stuff was gone, but they still had the value pack antibacterial dish soap.
No, you can't find bleach. I found it where I go buy smokes and beer. It's a Middle Eastern store. They had toilet paper, and I bought two rolls. I stock up just or 2 little. And this guy, I'm like, it was $5.99 a roll, or $5.99 a 4-pack, and I was like, dang, dude, wow.
Yeah.
But no, other than that, man, just doing little videos, staying, making some recipe videos. Gonna change it up a little bit, stuff. Just something to keep the mind healthy, keep my daughter active too. She's my assistant. So
yeah, that's fun. It's a neat project for you guys to do together. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Have fun with it, All right. Calaveras, what's going on, buddy? He's muted. Well, here's what I will say before Calaveras even unmutes. Hold on a second, Pickle. I want to thank Pickle. I talk a lot of shit about Pickle, and he deserves it. But Pickle has decided to send me the scope that he won from Budget. He said he doesn't need another scope. He just picked up a couple. He's got a couple nice scopes, and doesn't need one laying around. So he's going to send me that scope to put on my Howa, which is awesome because it's going to give me a chance to do a couple of videos and things that I've never done. I'll be able to mount the scope. I have a lapping set, so I can lap the rings and do that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a little bit of a couple of cool videos doing some things that I've never done myself. So, I mean, it's a really cool thing, and I just want to say for real, like how much I appreciate it. And it's really, really neat, and I appreciate it, and it's a really nice thing and to do for us, for me at the channel here, which is really cool. So I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate it.
Right on. Should I be wearing a mask in this chat?
Probably. Probably.
I would be.
Yeah.
And very high boots too, because it's going to get really deep.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I'd say break out your hip waders.
Now, I will say, on top of that, to everybody that wants to say, that everybody says, "Oh, this is rigged. This is rigged." You want to hear something crazy? Is when Budget first said he was going to be giving that scope away, I was like, "Oh man, it'd be great to win that because I have this Howa that I'd love to put. It'd be great to put on that Howa. It'd be perfect." Pickle said, "If I win it," he said, "if I win it," he's like, I don't need it." He's like, I'll let you have it. You could have it." So I jump on Budget's chat on Friday night. I was the 5th person in the chat. Somebody in his chat said that number 5 should pick the winner. And I picked number 40 for 40 Smith & Wesson, and it was fucking Pickle. You want to talk about...
Told you it was rigged.
You want to talk about something that looked rigged? That is about as rigged as you can look. I was like, holy shit. And I totally forgot that he said that. And I said in the chat, I was like, oh man. I was like, well, whoever said that they would give me the scope if I won, I appreciate it. Thanks anyway. That's really nice. But whatever. And Pickle was like, well, that was me. I was like, oh shit.
It's pretty slick when you win something. I've won a rifle. I've won some gun parts and on some of the YouTube chats way back in the day. That guy says, "Hey, we're gonna give away this and that." I'm not the luckiest person in the world by any means, but it's pretty slick when you get something like that. And because people go, "Oh, I'll never win." Man, you got to give it a shot. That's all you can do.
Yeah, I mean, it's it was for a good cause. It was help Budget out and stuff like that, and so he had some cool prizes. So no harm, no foul if he didn't win or nobody win. I didn't win or whatever, but it's not what it's about. But it did work out really good, and I appreciate it. So, so what's up, Pickle? What's going on?
Oh, not much. Just stuck here at the house. We've been under, for almost 2 weeks now. We've been under stay-at-home advisory / order, and yeah, that's
right.
For I had no problem giving you that scope. That's for, like I mentioned before in the pre-chat. I've got some pretty decent scopes on stuff I've got already. So if I was to accept that scope from Budget, it'd just be sitting in a box on a shelf, not being used. So I'd rather it go to someone who actually is going to use the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely use it, and not just throw it on a rifle to throw it on a rifle, but I'll be able to do some some content out of it and have and do something I've never done before. So yeah, it's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to it a lot. That'd be really cool. So I heard that you guys we'll talk about it, but I heard something about the judge okayed California gun store shutdowns or something, huh?
I've seen the headline about that, but I haven't read up on it at all yet, so I can't speak intelligently to it. But then again, that'd be nothing new.
Yeah. Well, we'll pull it up. I have the article pulled up here. We'll take a look at what it says. Kingpin, what's happening?
Not too much, man. Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good. You staying up late here? You don't have to be up in the morning?
Well, there was popular demand for me to return to the show, so I figured I'd pop in tonight.
Yeah. Well, you got to keep the masses happy. You know what I mean?
I was just saying, who made that silly? Oh, sorry.
When you're a big star like me, you gotta make
That's
people
right.
feel like we're together.
Almighty and merciless one, please.
It's all about diversification. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. You got to do Pornhub, and you just got to spread it out.
Yeah, he does. He
Yeah, I
does
got
live
kicked
chats on
off of
Pornhub all the
Pornhub.
time.
I got kicked off of Pornhub. They were all jealous of me.
What kind of horrible, horrendous stuff do you have to do to get kicked off of Pornhub? Jesus whiz. It's got to be hard. You must be.
It involves goats.
3-hole
Oh, my
vagina.
God. Okay. Probably. Wow.
I don't know. The
Rich, what's up?
whole pineapple juice thing might get you kicked off.
Yeah, it could. It's Kingpin, one of those big cans of pineapple juice and a GoPro.
Speaking of
Hey,
Pornhub,
$20 is $20.
speaking of
what they
Pornhub,
say.
it is Palm Sunday.
Yeah, it is.
Not for long. Good.
And why would that make you think of that?
You want me to turn my camera on?
No.
No.
No thanks.
No. That's like Snob on his show when he starts to sing or takes his shirt off. No one needs to see that. I mean,
But
that's
those-
worse than a donkey trying to eat a waffle off a post.
and try to unsnap his snappy shirt.
Oh,
got
they're
one of them
real
snappy
genuine
shirts?
imitation pearl snaps.
So what's going on, Rich? How was the show tonight?
Weird.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. At one point, twice, Pat Hirsch was telling us stories about his cattle farm and chased ghosts out of the text chat. The first time he was talking about sticking his hands up like cows with JJ to get dead calves out. Ghost comes in. This Ghost comes in. And Ghost is like, "Oh, good God, what did I walk into?" And he was like, "I'm out."
Yeah.
And then he comes back again, just as Pat Hirsch is talking about having to fix a prolapse on a cow. And Ghost is like, "Oh hell, I'm out of here. I'm not coming back this time." And then Ghost is gone.
Yeah. Third time's a charm.
Yeah, it was definitely.
Only got one
He
stone left.
had just tuned into this chat when you were describing what happened in the other chat, so he laughed again.
Yeah, he's like, I'm getting out of here. Horrible.
Flashbacks.
The good news is the Pope says Catholics can eat meat on Friday.
Oh yeah. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's the that's the inside cows thing Seven Wonders is talking about. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was the inside
cow. Frankie, what's going on? Long time no see. How you doing?
Pretty good. Life is good.
Yeah, you got your mic working.
Yeah, I don't know what happened the
How's it
first time I
going,
tried to get on the site.
That's okay. No, everything's. You sound great. Mike sounds good. So, you're in. Where are you at again? Are you in New York too?
No, I'm in Ohio.
Why can't I remember where? Oh, Ohio. Okay. How you doing out there?
Oh, it's good. We're in a lockdown, but it doesn't mean anything to me since I'm essential personnel. So I'm still able to live normally. The stores are kind of going back to normal-ish, but they're starting to limit the amount of people that are inside the store at a time.
Yeah. My mother-in-law said that there was a few stores here that were doing that. Like once it got to a certain number, then they would only let 3 people in when 3 people left or something like that. I will say one thing. We were talking about was stores that are closing down a little bit early. They're closing down much earlier. Some places were 24 hours. Now they're closing at like 8 o'clock here. Because they want to restock and stuff, which I understand because they were so wiped out. They need time to refill. But it seems to, I don't know, it's kind of a double-edged sword because you're not open those late hours anymore. So people are going more during the day and seems to be a space issue and you're not supposed to be in crowds. So, I mean, if I some of the stores I would normally go to after work at like midnight when there's like 10 people in the whole place are closed. So, you end up going during the day when everybody else is trying to go. So
Yeah.
it's kind of weird.
So the idea is to have a certain amount of people in the store, but now you have a line of people outside of the store, so you're not 6 feet apart. So
exactly, yeah,
that's kind of a double-edged sword there. It's dumb. It doesn't work. And everybody's up at 7 o'clock in the morning in the stores and then bombarding it. So people that go in the afternoon, you're not going to find anything.
Yeah.
How do you think these lines are going to work in Chicago when it's like negative 20 degrees out?
Well, not just that, but the longer this lasts, the more agitated and cranky people are going to be.
This won't last.
And then you have them stuck outside in line. Well, no, I don't think it's going to last forever. But what I mean is, we're at a point where people are standing outside.
No, that won't last either. It'll be an appointment thing. They'll figure out an app and they'll go, oh, coming in within zone, like you're queued and fart around the parking lot for 20 minutes and come in. It'll be easy.
That's actually, that's a good point. That's a good point. I know my the one gun shop down
to
here.
A Red Lobster. You go to a Red Lobster, you wouldn't know this, but if you go to a Red Lobster and it's busy, like a busy restaurant, you got a little hockey puck with lights on it, and then you go mind your business and you come back when they call you. Or just adapt that technology to the virus.
C4, I sent you an invite, but maybe if I missed it or something, I'll send you another one here. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. And there's a gun store close to me.
C3.
Yeah, that's Calaveras. Yeah.
And we got a 2L, an E4, a C3. Where's our C4?
I don't even have a number in my name. I feel like a punk.
It does invite only.
I'm a punk.
Not invite only, but appointment only. You can only go into the gun shop if you make an appointment.
Yeah, that's the way our range is. You got to call and make an appointment before you go.
Here in Texas, you have they're doing like curbside kind of service. I don't know how they're doing it, but that's what they do at the gun shop.
I know there was a place down here doing that. I don't know I think they might be closed now, but that's how they were doing it. You could order online and just pay for it online and everything, and they would just bring out your receipt and stuff. Which is
20 minutes while this goes down, they built this big orange part of Walmart right in the front. Right? They changed all the aisles. Like it used to be set up with those aisles where there would be cashiers for like Christmas or like Black Friday. They got rid of all of that, made it like 90% you're the employee, and then they put this big orange chunk in there. And then 5 minutes later, you got to make an appointment to go to Walmart, and they'll bring it out to you. Like, oh, they just happen to have that infrastructure ready. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I thought that's chat.
Well, no, Walmart's been pimping out their curbside pickup for groceries for at least the past year or so.
I thought of
like caution tapes up, and they won't let you go fart around the rest of the store. Like, come in, pick up your groceries, get out.
Right. Yeah. I heard some.
And I haven't been to a Walmart in 2 weeks yet.
Cutting off aisles and stuff.
They were trying to do that.
Video.
They put directions in.
They were trying to do that around here, and they tried to do that at our Walmart, and it didn't work out because the Indians started screaming about it. So they kiboshed that whole thing. Now they just have a 538 maximum cap in the store.
Is it just Walmart that's been taping off the non-essential sections?
I've only ever seen
one
picture on Instagram, so I don't know. I've only seen one picture of it.
They haven't done that here in Texas yet.
Now with this whole Walmart thing, with what I've heard, it's all right. This whole Walmart thing originally started with Vermont saying, "Oh, hey, you private business, we don't want you selling any non-essential ones. We just want you selling essential shit, so people are in there, out, and gone.
Oh, that's right. It was
so
like,
now
we don't want you selling TVs.
Is this like the stuff that's coming in? Is it just no? Is this just in Vermont where this is all happening, or is it something that Walmart's doing as a company policy? And if so, if it's a company policy, is it just because, well, one state said that they were going to do it, so a lot of ones are probably going to do it, so we might as well do it ourselves, kind of a thing?
It makes
or
sense if they've got the lockdown or whatever, and you can't have a TV store open, or you can't have some other kind of store like sewing machine store. So they're going to say you can't go shop for sewing machines and TVs at Walmart because that's not fair to the stores that ain't open. You can only go into Walmart to get the essentials.
No, I don't know. Like I said, I thought it was like Vermont or New Hampshire or New England. That was just like, oh, hey, no, we just want it to be quote unquote essential. So, from what it sounded, it was government saying, no, you can't sell this. Not because we want to save our, like you're saying, not because, we want to keep the mom and pops in. Because honestly, the state governments don't give a flying flip about any of the mom and pops.
Just every other
store. Want their tax revenue.
You can only go to the grocery store. Then that means that anybody else that sells a computer or anything else Walmart sells, like all the auto supply stuff, you would think that would be essential. I don't know. Maybe that's why certain parts of the store, like they don't want you going in shopping for shoes and jewelry or something.
Right. It's almost like
my house.
Yeah, it's like I said. You're in the middle of a lockdown, and your TV breaks. What are you supposed to do? You didn't get out to get a TV? Yeah, it's gonna go over real well.
No, it's true.
Or hey, I need to get 10 quarts of oil and a filter to change oil on my vehicle because I'm not going to take it to the dealership and spread it there or risk getting infected there because I can do the shipment myself.
I'm pretty sure every time I've been out there.
Auto parts are essential.
I'm just trying to figure out why they would wall off a portion of Walmart. But like you say, if your TV breaks or you need shoes, like, what, am I not supposed to be able to get shoes? Like, that's definitely would be communism, right?
Well, GWAP, the government will give you shoes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to wait in that line for shoes.
Yes, and they're all size 8.5. That's all we make.
I saw a video that you would have liked. I don't know. You should look it up and try and find it. It was somebody at some grocery store was being an asshole and was like spitting on stuff. You know what I mean? Being like some jerk, and they basically like tackled the guy and called the cops or whatever because he was being like belligerent and being an asshole. And
why would I like that?
There's video of it. Well, I'm getting at that because there's video of it, and they have this guy on the floor, and there's a crowd of people, and from off camera, like you see a robot just like Marty come into frame, stop, and then just come back out of frame. It was almost like he was coming to see what was going on. He's like, "Oh, I'm getting out of here.
I'm out."
Like, nope. I don't have any arms or any way to read myself.
He came in to verify, and then like, good, and then he walked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
clean up on aisle 3.
Let the anger flow through you, petty humans.
It was pretty funny. He's like, "Nah, I don't want none of this. I'm out of here."
Yes, Robbie's cousin essentially, bailed out of the fight. Not very Terminator-esque.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was
you do realize that the actual Terminators have like arms, and those little Marty bots don't.
You sure they don't? Maybe they just have them inside. Maybe they're.
I don't know. Midnight. Next time you go and see Marty, I want you to run and like just bum rush him and tackle him over. See if the arms pop out and he starts like jabbing you to get you off him.
Sure wasn't Johnny 5 from Short Circuit.
See, that's where you don't. Yeah. They don't need arms if they've got the built-in phaser rifles on their shoulders.
Yeah, that's true. Those are pretty pimp.
It's gonna pull out the R2D zapper.
So reassemble, Stephanie, reassemble.
No disassemble. Mad Sexy out there says, how's things at the restaurant? It's pretty slow. We're holding our own. Some days we're breaking even, some days we're not. We got really busy on Friday. Like, we got our ass kicked on Friday. People still only want to come out on Friday night. So, well, it's bittersweet for sure, because we had a rail of tickets.
It's going to work now.
We had a rail of tickets for about 3 hours, and there's just two of us there. So, we were about a half an hour behind on the tickets. So, I mean, we did what we could, but it was what it was. We're gonna try and switch some stuff up a little bit and do some promotions through the week, and not do anything on Fridays, because we normally do stuff on Fridays, and it was just too much. So we're going to try and spread that business out a little bit if we can. And it was pretty rough. It was a rough night, but tell Stephanie moo. So back to this, we had this article. Federal judge okays California gun store shutdowns. So this is what I was asking Pickle about. I just saw the headline. I haven't been able to read it. Let me screen share here. Mad Tech says, hope it gets soon better. Yeah, we're hoping. I mean, we don't want to close. We're doing everything we can to not close. And we've got some regulars that are really, I mean, all of our customers that are coming in, we appreciate, but we're seeing, some of our regulars, twice a week or something like that. And I mean, you just don't have no idea how awesome that is to see people supporting you, because they don't have to. They could be going to get something less expensive, or going to a pizza shop or something like that. But some of them are still coming in and getting dinners. I've said this before. If you guys have a favorite place, support them. But you don't necessarily even have to get food from them. If you have the money, go buy. Go buy some Christmas gift cards for people. Go spend, go buy 4 $50 gift cards and give them away for Christmas this year or something like that. You put a little bit of money in the bank now when things are bad. It might just keep their doors open till things get better. So, do what you can.
Enough of those gift cards now to keep them in business. And right before the Christmas rush, when they make all their money, call in all those notes, and then get profit.
Yeah. One of the more common battles being fought on behalf of the Second Amendment involves protecting gun stores from closure. While many states, even anti-gun states, have opted to allow them to remain open, not all of them have. One prominent example is California. Perhaps the most anti-gun state in the nation, California has thought nothing of closing gun stores left and right. While some sheriffs are allowing them to stay open, others aren't. As a result, a lawsuit was filed to try and overturn the decision. It did not go well. A federal judge on Tuesday denied a request to force Ventura County, California, to reopen gun stores forced to close in response to the coronavirus. Judge Consuelo B. Marshall, a Jimmy Carter appointee, boy, he must be getting up there in age, of the district court for the Central District of California, said she would not grant a temporary restraining order against the county's.
Not only did he assume it was a male, but then he was surprised that it was a female. Oh,
well, it's
female.
Whatever. But it's Consuelo, not Consuela. So when I said that doesn't make sense. Her decision is one of the first in the legal battles over pandemic-related closures of gun businesses. It may indicate the court fights could drag on for weeks and produce mixed results, even as Americans buy guns for self-protection at a record pace. And I did see that 2.5 million guns were sold in March. 2.5 million guns. That's
how is that a record pace? Isn't this unprecedented? If this happened more than once, and this was more than the last time, I'd still be questionable, because that's just 2 points on a graph. It could be a normal rate of growth. Right now, it's the first time this has ever happened at a worldwide level. So I'm gonna just throw devil's advocacy, whatever it's called, skepticism in there. Unprecedented. It's a third what I thought it was going to be.
Well, they should suspend.
I don't know what it's been since January or February or whatever when things started to get funky. But yeah, 2.5 million in March. While the public interest is served by protecting Second Amendment rights, the public interest is also served by protecting the public health by limiting the spread of virulent disease, Marshall said in a ruling, which doesn't. If you can go to a grocery store because it's essential, then you could go to a gun store because it's essential. Marshall's ruling is one of at least 3 legal opinions that have come out in the wake of the outbreak. Though state and federal courts have disagreed about the extent to which the Second Amendment protects against emergency closures, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court allowed Governor Tom Wolf to include stores in his shutdown, though the governor later reversed course. Meanwhile, in North Carolina, court ordered Wake County Sheriff Gerald Baker to abide by an agreement that reopens the pistol purchase permit process in the county. Boy, that's a lot of peace. The problem here, though, is that Marshall's ruling effectively suspends the Second Amendment for many in California. So, and then they talk about some of the gun laws and, just what some of the gun laws are in California. So, I don't know what happens. What happens next for this?
Well, they should suspend the ability for the local law enforcement or state law enforcement and for California to not procure ammo if they're still anti-gun. I mean, what are you gonna do? Start throwing rocks at people?
Yeah.
Plus, you got to think about all the gun stores that are already closed. So that all the numbers of background checks that didn't get processed.
Yeah, what's going to happen is they're going to file an appeal, and it's going to get they'll file for an emergency stay. That'll get overturned, and back to court they go.
And for those who aren't familiar, Ventura County is just north of the city of Los Angeles.
Okay. Oh, there's that.
So in California, can they do any private sales there, or do they all have to go through an FFL?
I don't think they have any private sales.
They all have to go through FFL.
All through FFL.
I wonder, does that exclude home FFLs from operating since they don't have a store?
You can't get a home-based FFL in California.
You don't have a
can't.
store, but you have a business location.
I don't believe you can.
You
have to have it. You have to have a brick and mortar.
Yeah, you can have a home FFL. You can not have a business like a commercial building, but you can still do business. But as a business, you still got to have a business license, and they can say that as a business you have to shut down. It doesn't matter if you're in a commercial building or in your home.
See, they'd never know if as far as that aspect, they're going to. Like I said, the commercial buildings and making them shut down. They'd never know about the home ones.
Well, I guess it depends if they have a list that they're going down the list, like a checklist, or if they're just going to, like you're saying, like if they just go into a parking lot and see that there's cars there, and then it's obvious that
of course. Or when someone complains about it, that's where what's really happening is someone's complaining, saying that business is open, and then they have to go check, and then they have to go make sure they're shut down. I can tell you that's what's happening because. But we've had to go check with people that have traveled from out of town or have out of state plates, and they haven't registered locally, and they haven't been told to self quarantine. We have got a myriad of complaints about things like that lately. So,
but if you had an FFL in your house, you definitely get complaints. That guy's got like 3 different people over there today.
Yeah, you're right there too.
Yeah, some nosy neighbor. Hey, he's got people going in and out of his house.
So he's muted, or
did I lose my audio, or did he lose his?
And now you're muted.
You must have heard. Yeah, because I can hear everyone else, but I can't hear.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's pretty good.
There we go. Right.
Doesn't have his headset
Armed
anymore, and he
Samaritan
forgets
takes
how to
out criminal
unmute.
who shot at police. Okay. Another armed Samaritan came to the assistance of police during a gunfight. This example is somewhat unusual. It occurred in California, which routinely infringes on Second Amendment rights. In Fresno, California, at about 5:30 p.m. near the area of Belmont and Valeria, officers noticed a 2006 Nissan which was speeding. They attempted to pull over the car. Instead of pulling over, they accelerated. Only a few blocks south near Valeria and Grant, the car crashed. Inside the car was a driver and one passenger. The driver exited. He was armed. After the crash, the driver hopped out of the car with a pump shotgun, then reportedly aimed it at officers and began firing at them. After firing a couple of rounds, he then turned around and started to run away from the officers. During this time, a Good Samaritan was walking down the street and spotted the guy running toward him with a shotgun. That Good Samaritan turned out to be a CCW holder and pulled out his gun to defend himself. He fired one time at the suspect, making him fall to the ground. Fresno County has the most concealed carry permits of any county in California. The Fresno County Sheriff has about 15,000 permits, which are active in the county. As of July 2019, the Fresno Department has about 2,400 active in July. There are probably over 17,500 total permit holders in the county in 2020. The Sheriff, Margaret Mims, says, in her opinion, personal protection is sufficient good cause to apply for and receive a concealed carry permit. Fresno Police Chief Gary Dyer also says that personal protection is sufficient good cause. So that's a pretty crazy story, huh?
Was it a 40?
You forgot to read the part.
So, go ahead.
Just thinking, since it was only one shot, it had to be a 45, right?
No, it was a 357 SIG. It was a real caliber.
He had a 45, but he actually missed. But the guy was so scared that he fell over anyway.
I would be worried.
If it would have been a 45, it would have never been a shot. The guy because it would have jammed.
For the 45 in California, it's going to make that fracture or that
San Andreas fault
earthquake rift go off.
The fault, the fault line. Sarge, have you in law enforcement? Have you ever? Have you guys ever, any of your guys or you ever seen like a citizen have to step in? Not that this guy even really knew what was going on, maybe, but is that something? Because you hear about that every once in a while, like a cop's in trouble and somebody stops and helps them, or have you guys ever dealt with that? Had it happen to you guys? Any of your guys?
I'm trying to think. I can't really think of any time recently where nothing to that magnitude. I've not heard about anything like that locally, so I don't know. I can't remember anything like that.
You just had one just a couple of weeks ago. DPS guy was on a traffic stop out in on 60 outside of Phoenix, wrestling with a guy. CCW holder stopped to help him out and wound up capping the guy.
Oh wow!
He actually got the trooper's gun out of his holster, and the CCW guy just pulled his gun out, went pop right there, and that was the end of that.
Yeah, I did see a video of one where a guy had gotten on top of the cop and was reaching for his gun, trying to pull it out of the holster. Couldn't. I don't know if it was because of the type of holster he had, or what, but he pulled. A citizen had stopped and was kind of walking, like running up to him, and he started trying to pull out his gun, and the cop said, the guy pulled out his gun, and the cop told him, he's like, shoot him. He's like, he's pulling out he's going for my gun or something. It was scary, man. I mean, I can't imagine having to do that. You know what I mean? That's a hell of a scary situation to be in.
You being thrust into a situation like that, you gotta. What if the cops are some sort of liquid metal robots that poked a cop and now look like a cop, and that's just some innocent dude from the future?
It could be. It could be a wrestling match between him and what was it? The T1000? Not the T1. Yeah, T1000, right?
And
Isn't that the
T1000.
liquid cop one? T1000. Yeah,
Yep, T1000.
That's true. That's pretty.
Don't forget about Time Cop.
Seem like maybe just asking the guy to slow down or saying, "Hey,
are you a Terminator?" Yeah. Is it like they say about drugs? Like if they say, "Are you a cop?" and they have to tell you when you're buying drugs. If it's a Terminator, if you ask a Terminator cop if they're a Terminator, do they have to tell you? Or I mean, is it illegal for them to lie to you? Is that entrapment?
You should have like one of them little.
They don't have to tell you.
You have that dog with you all the time, and then just have everybody pet that dog's belly. And if they pet that puppy's belly and she reacts, she alerts, you know it's a Terminator.
Yeah.
I don't think Carlos can lie. That's Schwarzenegger's last name in the last movie.
All right.
Wait, Schwarzenegger's still making movies?
He's in the last Terminator movie. It wasn't too bad. Find out that Terminators are now in Mexico. So.
I want to know how that happened right there.
Well, I kind of assumed that after eliminating everyone that Terminators would have been all over the world.
You talking about this story, Sarge?
All right, so why are they testing tigers?
Well, it says in the story. It says a tiger at the Bronx Zoo tested positive. Nadia, a tiger at the Bronx Zoo in New York, has become the first of her kind to test positive for the coronavirus. Tested positive after developing a dry cough and is expected to recover. So this is this is pretty crazy. And I mean, I know somebody had brought it up in Yankees chat. I was listening in the Yankees chat earlier, and you know, because I know people were worried about their pets. You know, early on in this, they were worried about their dogs and cats. You know, if they if they were outside animals, if they could get it. And I mean, I don't know. This is pretty crazy that an animal has it. But I mean, I think Yankee mentioned he's like, oh well, they're things usually don't. These like viruses don't jump from animals to people, but this whole thing isn't. It could have been from animal to people in some way or another. So.
You just need to cut back on
who knows?
Dog bats too.
So don't eat tiger. That's number one too. But in conspiracy news, tigers are back in the news this week. Even Tiger King, and now tigers have coronavirus. There's a conspiracy for you. I mean,
I have my suspicion that the guy from Tiger King had something to do that's not proper with the tigers, and that's how they're.
That's true. Could have something to do with it. Here's some gun stuff. From guns.com. H&K starts shipping SDMR rifles to the U.S. Army. Pretty cool. In their 7.62 NATOs. Pretty nice. Just saw this article. Figured I'd pull it up. H&K announced Thursday the first batch of squad-designated marksman rifles left the H&K USA facility in Georgia, headed to the U.S. Army.
Looks neat.
Yeah. It's weird that the stock matches the grip really well, and they've got caps on the scope that match really nice, and then the rail is like a brownish color. I wonder if they do that for a reason. Ohio 45 ACP says, I'm telling you, listen for the squeaks. Terminators always squeak. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have WD-40 in the future.
Yeah. A little bit of REM oil or something, maybe, you know.
10-in-1 oil, man. Can of that shit out and spray the damn thing.
It's on Mcbride.
There you go.
KY jelly, even, man. Come on.
Sarge, you got to watch out for dogs driving now. When you're out on patrol, keep an eye out. A man allegedly teaching his dog to drive was arrested after leading troopers on a high-speed chase. I heard about this on...
So was the dog leading the high-speed chase, or was the man leading the high-speed chase?
Both. And that's what I was like, I need to look this up because I saw the headline. I was like, what? And looked it up, and I was like, oh, okay, it makes a little more sense now, but still. A man was arrested Sunday after leading troopers on a high-speed chase with his dog sitting in the driver's seat, a spokesman for Washington State Patrol said. The man from Lakewood, Washington, hit two cars on separate occasions and failed to stop both times. Leading the state troopers on a high-speed chase up I-5, the spokeswoman said no major injuries were reported in either crash.
Well, the dog was floored.
He was driving very erratically, so erratically that multiple people called 911, Trooper Heather Axman told CNN. The suspect was driving absolutely recklessly, and a pursuit ensued at 109 miles an hour, she said. One of the troopers attempted to corner the suspect's car, looked inside, and realized a pit bull was sitting in the driver's seat while the suspect steered. As he was trying to evade troopers, the suspect drove onto Centennial Trail, a trail for pedestrians and bicyclists.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why the hell not? Known for being busy. The fact that there wasn't anybody on the trail is nothing shy of miraculous. We are very thankful. Well, I mean, everybody's at home because of the coronavirus, so I guess it was a good thing for them. Eventually, troopers were able to use spike strips to end the pursuit during that arrest. Axman said the suspect gave them one explanation. He was trying to teach his dog how to drive. I wish I could make this up, Axman, who is also a public information officer, said, I've been a trooper for almost 12 years now. I've never heard this excuse. I've been in a lot of high-speed chases. I've stopped a lot of cars, and never have I gotten an excuse that they were teaching their dog how to drive. Washington State Police charged the man with reckless endangerment, hit and run, driving under the influence, and felony eluding. Of course he got a DUI. Well, I mean, why else would you be teaching your dog how to drive? You can't drive yourself. That's wrong. That's his bond was...
Blind? Come on.
Go ahead.
What if he's blind? Just be open-minded.
Well, that's probably why they hit so many things. It's like bouncing off so you know where you're at. His bond was set at $8,500, and he is set to appear in court March 30th. As for the dog, Axman said the very sweet girl was taken to the animal shelter after her owner was arrested. So hopefully, I mean, she's pretty talented. She's a good driver. She definitely, hopefully she gets,
Do they make
hopefully she gets adopted.
Do they make doggy handcuffs?
I don't know. They might.
No.
Look at that car.
Yep.
That is a classic.
The old Buick, I guess, right?
Yep.
Still a Sabre.
Yeah,
it's probably registered to his grandmother.
I don't think they make Buicks anymore.
No, they make Buicks. They don't make Oldsmobiles.
You're not going to teach a dog to drive in a convertible. It would be sticking its head out the side.
Yeah. And it was
near that or be trying to stick his head up over top and it wouldn't be able to reach the pedals.
You're like, watch the road, watch the road. No.
You have to teach a dog how to drive in a car that you can roll the windows on, obviously.
We just put it this way.
Dogs can drive, cats can't.
If that car's moving after midnight, it's going on the curb. That car.
Teach one dog how to drive a car or to teach two dogs how to drive a car at the same time. Like one with the pedals and one with the steering wheel.
That's good shit. So there you go. There you go. Cats can't drive, dogs can. Cat can't even turn the damn wheel.
Well, they did it in the Secret Life. In the Secret Life of Pets, they drove. It just took a couple of them to do it.
That's true. Yeah, one on the gas, one on the brake, one. Yeah, that's true.
They had a cat on Saturday Night Live that could drive.
West Covina Dodge says Terminator lube, wife swapping, dogs eluding police. Great chat. I don't know where the wife swapping came in. Maybe there's something going on out in that chat that I don't know about.
I don't know.
7 plus being 7.
Wait, it'll only get worse.
Yeah.
Now hold on, West Covina. This technically isn't wife swapping. I can't swap something for something I don't have.
That's true. You have to rent one first.
Yeah. Go down to Blockbuster and say, "Hey, can I rent a wife so I can go swap it with this guy?"
Yeah, just become a Muslim and he can rent wives. They allow that.
No, I like eating bacon too much.
Oh, I didn't say you had to be Muslim.
Yeah. Ohio
then why would
says,
you even broach the subject?
How is this not a Florida man story?
So if you get caught renting a wife and you're a Muslim, you can just say the Quran says I can't. Then it can't get you for being a John.
If it was Florida man, he would have been teaching his alligator how to drive.
No, he'd been teaching his dog to drive on the way to the beer store because, well, I got a DUI and they pulled my license.
Gun snobs out there says, "Wait, wife swapping? I got one for trade."
I feel like it would be dangerous to teach an alligator how to drive because of its nose would always get in the steering wheel and stuff.
Well, I think it'd be dangerous just because normally alligators move very slowly. It's only when they're hungry that they do a quick jerk act or that quick action.
I saw a video of an alligator getting scared off by a little kitty cat.
Customers have filed thousands of complaints about price gouging in Texas since the start of the pandemic. They're talking about cheaper than dirt.
Good.
Dozens of customers have filed complaints about cheaper than dirt, an online firearm ammunition seller based in Fort Worth. I was looking at getting about 1,000 rounds of their 223 ammo, which is normally around $300, but their price was $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Customers noted several listings. Oops.
They burned so many people like 4 or 5 years ago. Anybody who does business with them is just.
Yeah, cheaper than dirt's bad, okay? It's real bad.
Very bad.
Yeah. 58 complaints so far. That's it? I'd have thought it would be more than that. With social media.
The ultimate question is anybody filed with the Attorney General's office yet?
It doesn't say.
That's what people are being directed to in Texas. If you have a legitimate.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I know the Attorney General is going after them. They made that very clear for price gouging.
Really? Yeah. It doesn't say. There's a letter here, but it's like a statement from Cheaper Than Dirt, but I can't read the damn thing because it's all blurry. It's weird.
We reserve the right to screw you in the ass with no lube.
Yeah.
You got to use a credit card. If you pay $3, you can read it.
Yeah, it's $1,000 you can read them. Yeah, it says Texas Attorney General Office, so that's Attorney General's office. Anytime there's a crisis, they'll increase pricing on ammunition and firearms, said Dwayne Cathy, who filed a complaint with the Texas Attorney General's office. They'll double the pricing, sometimes triple it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the worst thing in the past, people that shop with them years back is you'd see something, they send you an email, hey, we got this new doodad, it's $22. Then I go, great. And you go check out. Yeah, it's $8, $10, or $15 to ship it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was a curse of them from the get-go. And then when that whole, I forget how long ago it was, and, everybody's going crazy buying AR stuff. And they to the roof and just stuck it to everybody.
So what happens with something like this? So if they get found to be, guilty legally of price gouging, I'm sure they can get fines and stuff like that. But people that have paid those prices, can they also sue then? Like if they're found in the wrong. I wonder if people that have
mean like some sort of post class or like class action.
Yeah,
jobby.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
As I say, I guarantee you there'll be a massive class action.
Yeah, that's what I wonder. I wonder if people can, if you can prove, which nowadays with everything email and shit, everybody would be able to prove it because they got to send you confirmation emails and stuff. I wonder if that will be part of it if they get hit with it. I would think so.
Once they're found guilty of a crime, I mean, yeah.
People, it's like it'll be like a free for all. Everybody and their brother that's bought anything will probably jump on board.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see that also could jeopardize their FFL as well, because that would run into federal issues there with the FFL.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
So that could potentially affect their FFL.
Some sort of dishonest business practices, basically,
Yep. Yeah, fraudulently trying to sell firearms.
Yeah.
Them and Bud's Guns have some. I've heard reports of people saying they have shady practices. Never had the experience with Bud's Guns, but I've heard some people report it.
Yeah, I've never dealt with Buds. I mean, I've window shopped there for pricing and just to look and see, that kind of stuff. But I've never ordered anything from them. Rob C. Yeah, this is true. Also, I mean, we were talking about this the one day a couple days ago. Rob says, "I'm looking forward to when this is done and finding great deals on used guns." Yeah, I mean, I think so too. I think there's going to be, a lot of people that buy these and hold on to them and they stick them in the closet or they put them in a little lockbox and on the top of the shelf somewhere and whatnot. But, but I think there are going to be a lot of people that are in relationships with people that are like mixed as far as gun ownership goes, where maybe the husband wants to buy a gun, the wife really doesn't. He goes out and buys
or vice
one.
versa.
Yeah, or vice versa, sure. And then, after this is all said and done, you've got the other spouse saying like, all right, get rid of that thing. We don't need that. I don't want it here. And they're taking it into, for consignment or, and that's the thing is a lot of people that aren't gun owners for years or, they're new to gun ownership. They're not always even sure on how to sell a gun. You know what I mean? They end up selling it to a shop or something and not getting very much for it rather than, putting it online or, trying to find a good price for it. So it'll be interesting.
I remember a local gun shop when that whole, I forget how long it was. I think it was when Obama 2012 election, whatever. And people were like going crazy buying everything, lower parts, kits. I mean, they were going for like $100 and something, double the price. In one local gun shop, they had like a Stag lower, and I guess they bought it. I'm assuming they bought it at a premium price, and then they were trying when after the whole thing bled over, and there was an abundance of stock for the longest time. They were still trying to get like $500 for that lower, and that's
yeah, and that's I know, and that's the tough part for people that spend, and it's the same thing with ammo. You see people buy ammo at a high price, and then 6 months later, they're looking to sell it, and they're selling it for more than what you can buy it in the stores. And you're wondering, it's like, dude, you just gotta cut your losses and move it, get rid of it if you want to get rid of it, unless you want to sit on it for forever, because nobody's gonna, when you can buy a box of 9mm for $12, nobody's gonna buy it for 16 or 17 or something. 6 months from now. It just cut your losses, if you really want to get rid of it. I mean, it's just like anything else, I guess. You gotta buy low and sell high if you can, but when you're buying high, now you're stuck.
People are probably thinking about, about a year ago when you could buy an AR lower for $30 or Anderson lower and maybe shipped to you with the FFL here in 50, maybe 60 and so on. And those were the times to buy. I have a friend of mine, he bought like 6 or 7. He's I'm just going to buy them for projects. And now they're worth gold.
Yeah, for sure. And, I think there's a reasonable amount of, I don't think it's unreasonable to do that. I think you could sell them now, make yourself a little bit of a profit, without gouging people and give them a fair deal, especially if you have, if you're in a community like we are, hell, if somebody buys a bunch of lowers at 40, buys 5 lowers at $40 a piece, now it's like you've got somebody that wants to buy one, sell it to them for $60, make $20 off of it or something like that. And you're selling it to a buddy that, you're not taking advantage of, and, they're happy with the purchase, rather than seeing them sold for $150 or something. Who was it? Roland said that he sold a lower for, was it I don't think it was a Spikes either. I don't remember. Was it a Spikes?
It was a stripped PSA lower for $200.
Yeah, $200.
Who sold that?
Roro.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, out there.
Not beer Roro.
I thought he said it was more than 200. I thought he said 240 or something like that. Crazy. But
send them my way, because I got 5 lowers sitting out here and 5 stripped lowers and 3 completed lowers.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when Hickok did a video once, and he was talking about the gun ban or the large capacity ban way back in the day, and he traded a big 9mm high capacity Glock stick, what do you want to call it, and he traded that almost flat out for another pistol to a guy, because that's how rough it was.
Yeah.
Trade for a freaking magazine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. I'm all for. It's true. You let the market decide too. I know there's people that have put, things out on forums and just said, "Hey, who wants it, and what are you willing to pay?" And sometimes you get people. It's like an auction. They go back and forth from each other, and sometimes stuff does run up like crazy. And I think that's a little bit different than somebody saying like, "Here's my lower. It cost $200, or $300 or something nuts like that." Clovertech said he sold a Spikes completed for $850 and a new Frontier Poly completed for $650 back in 2013. Sold 50 round boxes of $380 for $80 each. That's freaking crazy. It's nuts. And that's the thing. There's different ways of going about it. Like, I wouldn't feel bad about putting the word out, and saying like, "Hey, I'm looking to sell this," who's gonna
Clover saying it was all auction style through gun broker.
Yeah.
So
right,
that's the way to make, or that's how you get those.
Well, that's fair. If it was an auction.
Yeah, it's crazy, but if people are willing to do it,
it's like when they when they roll out like the new gaming systems. You got 50 people waiting in line for like 1 a.m. and then by like 1:05 they got, "Oh, hey, we got a new PlayStation 10 on eBay. It just sold for $5,000, even though it was only a $1,200 system."
Well, you remember
that's
what was that shotgun from Caltech that when it first came out, it was only like retail
KSG.
It was like retail like 900 or something like that. But they were selling it for like 1,500, 1,600. Same thing.
Yeah, it was like $1,600.
Yep. Same thing with what's that other bullpup that caught like wildfire, and people were paying way over the price from the get-go to buy them. I can't remember the name on top of my head, but it was like a really popular bullpup that really hit the market.
The Devore.
Yeah, it's the Devore. People were like paying way over like $500-$600 above retail to get them, just to have one.
Good night, everybody. Be safe.
See you, Frankie. Good to have you.
Good night, Frankie. Thanks for coming on.
Good night. Be safe.
See ya.
Yeah, I'm gonna take off too, Midnight.
All right, Giz. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
Got to go make sure all the oil's still fresh in those fried lot lizard gizzard fryers.
Yep, I gotta do that, man.
Okay. Make sure you give those girls like actual masks, not just like, well, you got fishnets on. Just put that over your mouth. You'll be fine.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Thanks.
They don't mask. They got all that to wipe their hands off on.
Pew Pew Park says Karma will get the price gougers. Yeah, sometimes it does come back to bite you in the ass. I mean, it's definitely we're talking about cheaper than dirt, right? I mean, if this could come back to really, could ruin the business. And it sucks because I'm sure there's a lot of good people that work there, just like every other business. You know what I mean? They're good-hearted people and honest people.
Speaking of
that are just there, making a paycheck.
During that whole AR surge way back, Brownells, I mean, they had a waiting list. It took me like 6 months or 7 months to get my AR lower, but they didn't raise the price. They held the price. They were steady on all their equipment, all the stuff they sell, and stayed true. Unfortunately, they just couldn't help their backlog that accumulated. But they're a solid company.
Yeah. Yeah, Seven Wonders is talking about auctioning Disney DVDs. Yeah, because they only release them so often, or they don't put out Disney movies, and then they'll put them out for a while, and then they take it back and they won't sell them again. So that all the real ones,
Yep, like, okay, it's going back in the vault for 20 years until your kids are this age, so you can walk by in Walmart and say, "Oh, hey, I remember The Lion King. That was an awesome movie." Hey, little monkey.
You can't walk over there anymore.
I do what I want. I'm a sovereign citizen, goddammit.
I only keep toilet paper in my gun safe. All my guns are out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, so I got 2 strip lowers out in the safe that I'm selling for $50 each. That's $3 above my cost. Let's see, and I got my PSA lowers. I got a whole bunch of them, but they're going for $60 because I got the different types of etching in them, and that's $5 above my cost. And the completed lowers.
I'm sorry. What were
the etchings you got?
Yeah, what I was going to say. Which lowers?
Let's see. I have the SNEC, no SNEC. I have
you got a SNEC lower?
M4. Yep, I have a SNEC lower. I have an M4, the property of the U.S. military M4 carbine.
Ooh, I like that one
two
too.
Of the, two of the Virginia special runs when they were having their problems out in Virginia. And then I have a Trump lower.
Oh, cool.
A lot of lizards knocking on your door.
I have the M4, the No Step on Snack, and then I got a Freedom one with an eagle on it. I got one of those too.
Then did you take your Dremel and scribe in their property a bullet T justice?
Scratch it in there with a key.
Just take a rusty nail and scratch it in there.
Yeah. Well, now, Sarge, what you need to do is call up PSA and tell them, hey, I realize you guys are really back ordered, but I need you to make like a special run of exactly like 1 or 2 of your Eagle lowers that simply say property of Bullet T Justice.
There you go. I'll get right on that.
Yeah. And tell them while they're at it, hey, offer that engraving service for the daggers whenever you decide to release them as a premium option.
What if I pull it off and actually get some made?
Depending on if they're available, I may or may not buy one. There you go, PSA. You can sell at least 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, guaranteed you can ship one my direction.
I'd love to do a AR pistol with a unicorn lower. That's what I've always wanted to do. I always thought the unicorn lowers are awesome.
And hot pink.
Why don't you just buy ones and go to an engraver and have it be anything you want? There's laser engravers.
Yeah, you can buy the stealth ones.
You can do that.
Yeah,
All the manufacturers have a blank or whatever they call the generic one. That's
Well, because this is America, damn it. We want something and we want it done. We don't want to go through the extra work.
I want to say Joe Bob right on the receiver.
I want to say property of Corn Pop.
Wait.
There you go.
Yeah. How long till C4 Defense has a Tiger King lower? How long do you think it'll be?
They're probably already making it.
I was gonna say they're already in the process of stamping it out.
And if they do, I will have one as soon as that email hits my inbox.
So what would the safe fire, and the last one would be fuck Carol Baskins, but
yes.
What would the safe and the fire be, I wonder?
By the magazine it says gay as fuck cowboy.
Or let's see, safe would be good. Let's see, would it be like good kitty, fire would be Tiger King, and then the last one would be fuck Carol Danvers or whatever it is.
I'm never going to financially recover from this. Is the last one.
Well, that could be on the. They could print that. They could print that on the front on the Magwell. I'm never going to financially recover from this. And then a tiger's face there or something.
I would buy one immediately.
Awesome. Yeah, it would still be warm off the mill, and you'd have one on the mail.
Yep.
Special edition gay tiger.
Got that new.
Did you read anything about the sheriff that's reinvestigating Don Lewis's disappearance?
I knew that I heard that they were, but I
was reading about the sheriff. They said he was a narcotics investigator at the time. And he said he remembers it. He remembers it when it happened. He didn't investigate it, but he said after this documentary came out, he said, why not play on the popularity of it and see if people will talk now, or someone would come forward that remembers something from then. Since it's so busy, everybody's going to have a story. They're going to, maybe a witness will pop up that they didn't have. But he said he was talking about it. He said
that's true.
Maybe somebody has a secret tiger poo of the remains in a box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's wild. She's a mess.
She's a bitch,
man, for sure. Yeah, Carol Baskins is a fucking bitch.
I saw it pop up on my Facebook friend. Do you want to friend this person? I'm like, no.
She did?
Yeah, it came up. It popped up.
Oh my god!
I don't know if it's a fake account, but I was like, no.
What have you been doing or searching on the Google Foo that it's bringing that up?
I could not disclose that without my lawyer's presence here.
John Lewis equals tiger poop.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know if my wife has watched. I don't know if the wife has watched any more of them or not. I know she watched. I think she watched the first one, but I don't know, man. I
swear I never watch it, and then somebody told me about it, and I was like, and then people ask me, "What is it about?" I go, "It's goofy and stupid, but then you can't stop watching it. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. It's so off the rails."
It's a perfect blend of absurd.
Yeah, you need to just get it out of your system.
Well, I heard they're filming some new episodes, trying to tie it all up, like where they're at now.
What? How the hell? Oh, well. You mean like where are they now or something kind of thing?
Yeah, well, I mean, I could see that. Just think if they were to produce a couple more episodes, people would be all in on it.
Yeah.
Well, the dude's suing Netflix or whatever because he's saying all kinds of stuff.
He's suing
because I ain't getting money for it, but you're in prison.
No, he's suing the federal government for $94 million.
$94 million, yeah. He's suing the shit out of. I think he's suing other people though. I don't think it's just the government. I think he's suing other people. Too.
He's just claiming that he was singled out for. I guess it was like a common practice, or I don't know what he's suing for, but would not surprise me a bit if he gets out. Just because.
because Trump wants another 2-point boost in his popularity rating.
Trump will pardon him.
How long did he get?
Like 22 years.
I don't remember.
Man, murder is what, 25 to life?
No, this is federal. Is it the conspiracy for all that? I think he got 22 years. But I mean, if he were able to somehow convince them that it was like it was not genuine, like what he said, or it was all, he was led into things. I mean, I'm sure he wanted her dead. It was
entrapment.
I'm sure he wanted her dead, but just how far did he go? I mean, I don't know. We all watched the same show. It was a show, but how legit was it? The guy that allegedly went down there? Because at one point he says he never went into Florida, and the other point he says he got there and he chickened out. So which one is it?
I don't know.
There's no telling.
It is pretty crazy.
I mean, is it wrong to say that? I mean, she went after him and made a crazy person want to kill her. I mean, that's what happened. She went after a crazy person, and then he did want to kill her. But how far did he go? I mean, you can want a lot of things. Doesn't mean it's illegal. But who knows?
You can want it. Well, you can think about it, but just don't do it on my way.
Do it.
Also,
who knows?
Don't do it. Well, that too, and you really have to wonder, like, how much did that Jeff guy want to take over that place and move it and stuff? Like, that's a hell of a lot of motive to lie too. It's crazy to think about.
Or to coerce someone to say something, or to kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, entrapment. If you just afford someone the opportunity to do something that they were going to do, that is not entrapment. But when they keep throwing this out there, or if I know a guy that could do this, I know a guy that could do this, and then they start thinking, wow, you know somebody that could do this. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's kind of an example of how they can plant this seed into his head, and he's already all wound up about her. I mean, who knows? I don't know what happened. So
look, if they make a movie about this, who do you think would be the best actor? I think Matt Damon.
No,
to play the Tiger King?
Nicolas Cage.
Matthew McConaughey. All the way.
Nicolas Cage. He is good at being batshit crazy. That's his stick.
Matthew McConaughey is from Texas, and he's crazy, and he's weird, and all you got to do is have him grow out a handlebar mustache, and that's it.
What about Lieutenant Dangle from Reno 911?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You got a couple of new ones out there. Barbara's out there. George is out there. I don't know if it's
George.
Foss. York Outcast. Yeah, York Outcast is out there. What's going on, guys? Y'all have any topics out there? Let us know. We're just kind of Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson should play his one husband that likes the pink ARs. That's who he should play.
Just black out some teeth.
Yeah, just black out a couple teeth.
Oh no, you don't have to black them out. They can take them out digitally nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. Or you got to get one of these crazy method actors that'll do anything for the role, and they'll actually yank their own teeth out, probably. Just leave a couple of them in there, buddy. Yank the rest of them out.
What would it cost to reanimate Heath Ledger?
Yeah, that's,
Or Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Transformers didn't pan out quite the way I thought it would, so now I got to be known for something else. However, I will say he was pretty damn good in Fury.
We said pink ARs, not Pink's ARs. It's different. We're not talking shit about Pink's ARs.
No, he didn't. He wasn't saying anything about Pink's ARs anyway. He said pink as in the color, not the possessive. He wants to know what's wrong with an AR in the color pink. He's not asking you what's wrong with his AR.
Mad Sexy saying, how much were my sleeves? I don't remember how much. I mean, I don't remember. I think my flames, I think my wife might have paid for those as a Christmas present. That was a couple hours, though. That took a while. I don't really have sleeves, though. I mean, that one's pretty big, I guess, but all the other ones are. I have 10.
Brad
I think.
Pitt.
I got 10.
He'd make a good Joe Exotic.
Brad Pitt. Maybe.
What about Gary Oldman?
I mean, do we have to get? We have to get Gary Sinise for the dude with no legs because he already played Lieutenant Dan, right? We're gonna need to reprise your
I think
role
they
here,
said
buddy.
like Kate McKinnon. Kate McKinnon is like kind of set to be Carol Baskin. I've heard talk of that.
Kate McKinnon, who's that?
From Saturday Night Live. She was from Ghostbusters, the newer one from Saturday Night Live. She's the blonde girl.
Well, wait. If she was in Ghostbusters too, wouldn't she be too old to play this character?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Who played Joe Dirt?
David Spade.
That was David Spade. Yeah.
Joe Dirte.
Dirte.
Don't try to church it up.
Quit trying to church it up, Dirt. Yeah.
Your name is Dirt.
Whatever,
Daddy.
Dirt.
Joe Dirt.
That Dax Shepard is another one. I saw some photoshops of him. He looks a lot like him. They photoshopped his face onto the Tiger King, and they look pretty similar.
A little too similar.
You talking to me? No, because your tone is all wrong.
Christopher Walken is the Tiger King. Yeah, there you go. We can get Christopher Walken in there.
Oh,
Carol
jeez.
Baskins is a fucking bitch.
And I'd really like to kill her.
And they would just tap dance off screen.
Yeah. Oh
There you
man, I'm never gonna financially recover from this one.
Danny McBride.
Oh my God.
Homemade.
Danny McBride would have to be in there somewhere because he is absolutely one of my favorite actors. Anything he is in is fantastic.
Midnight Range is a Tiger King.
Yeah.
Let's give him away.
More Tiger.
How about Charlie
Tiger
Sheen?
Bell. Oh boy, Jesus.
Charlie Sheen.
He would
Just
probably
even
get
as a
too into
cameo,
it.
He might
walking
be-
up
he
saying,
might
"Hey, you
just
guys got
be-
any tiger blood I could have?"
He might just be too crazy for it. They might. Too
What
much.
if they just get his brother,
That's
Emilio?
Yeah, he's not doing nothing. Probably. He's just hanging out.
Maybe get Steven Seagal as the Tiger King.
Emilio's doing Mighty Ducks 20.
Wait,
Yeah.
they're doing a remake of Mighty Ducks.
Danny McBride. Yeah.
It's distinctly possible.
Well, anything's distinctly possible.
He needs the money to pay for some other shitty movie he wants to direct.
Who would play the Tiger King in a movie?
Dax Shepard is one of them. I think Brad Pitt could do a good one. I really do.
Let's see what Google has to say.
Owen Wilson.
Who should play Joe Exotic in the Tiger King TV show? 7 actors who'd be perfect to play Joe Exotic. Let's see what that says. That's from Cinema Blend.
Night Mad.
Screen share.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Ghost says anyone who's met A&A knows he's the Tiger King.
I nominate A&A.
There you go. Let's see.
Michael Keaton. Shit.
Michael Keaton.
Wow.
No, I don't think that kid would work.
See, there it is. Matthew
Hey, what-
McConaughey. I'm telling you.
Oh, I mean, you know he could do anything.
What about
Ghost
Dr. Bounty
Tactical
Hunter?
says, yeah, there you go. Ghost Tactical says Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh,
There's Danny McBride.
Billy Bob
We're on a
Thornton would be a
roll,
good
man.
one too. Woody.
There's
Yeah, he's not
fucking
doing
Woody
anything, is
Harrelson.
he?
Edward Norton. Maybe.
That dude-
West
that
Covina
dude's
Dodge
already-
says Randy Quaid, Will Ferrell.
It's not a comedy.
David Spade. Boy, we got a lot of them right, man. We picked a lot of them. And Dax Shepard is bonus. There you go. Man, we did
That's
really
who's
good
going to
there.
get it. Dax Shepard will end up getting it.
Burt Reynolds.
Let's see what these guys say. Which actor should be the Tiger King TV show? So
Meryl Streep.
Patricia Clarkson. I don't know who. I know the name sounds familiar, but I don't.
No.
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay, is not.
I saw. Okay, so I saw a meme with this guy Howard. I saw a meme that had Howard's face on it, all like droopy and sad looking, and it says, "You can tell by looking at this guy, he has sex with his socks on."
Oh yeah, it said intercourse with his socks on, but the actor that over there is entirely too manly to play Howard.
Yeah. That's not a bad one, Tim Robbins. I can see him doing that for sure.
Yep.
I think that's a good pick. Jeff Lowe. I can see that.
Except Michael Madsen's probably a foot taller than Jeff Lowe.
That's true.
See, I would do John Travolta.
You know who else that Jeff Lowe looks like? He looks like the guy that played the hitman on Breaking Bad, the older guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like him. He could play him.
The hitman or the ex-cop that takes care of everything?
There you go.
I told you.
There you go.
That is a dead on right there.
That's not bad.
He won't even need to get any adjustments. His teeth are just right there.
That's a pretty good one.
I don't know who that kid is, though.
I don't know, but it looks like him.
I could see that. Rick Kurtman played by Ed Harris.
TV show. Why wouldn't they just play themselves if they're on a TV show?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, wait, I thought this started out as a movie treatment thing that we were trying to do.
Oh, this is for TV. They're saying. I don't know. John Rinke played by Matthew McConaughey. All right.
No. That one.
And Eric Cowie played by Tim Blake Nelson. That guy reminds the dude on the left, that Eric Cowie guy. He does remind me of somebody, some actor, but I can't remember who it is. I can't picture who it is though.
Crazy part is that guy on the right's probably like 25 years old. He looks old as shit.
No, he's an old fella. That's a good one.
Hey, yeah, that dude looks just like him. Yeah.
Yes, that's who he reminded me of. I couldn't put two and two together.
Yeah.
He was like 12 and old brother were out there.
Yeah, she's hot.
What about the Maester from Game of Thrones? The fat guy.
Oh yeah, he would do good too. Yeah, for sure.
So is there going to be a TV show now?
I don't know. That's what.
There's no way Netflix is
about.
Not going to exploit this.
Whatever service is putting that on, I'm going to subscribe.
This one says it's obvious who should play Joe Exotic in the Tiger King movie. So,
get rid of those cookies.
I'm trying. Where's the little X?
There isn't. You have to either accept or.
What about the kid that played?
You didn't go to the bottom of the article. Go up.
What about
there?
The guy
Continue reading.
Who played Anakin Skywalker.
I gotta start a trial on that shit. Fuck that.
Forget it.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
No, it's not. No, that's not Ewan McGregor. Who was it that played Anakin?
No, that's a Canuck. Christian something.
Slater.
No,
Christian.
He's a Canuck.
Christian Bale is Christian.
Farrell, Dax Shepard,
Brad Pitt.
And driving nuts.
Yeah.
David he would make Spade, a good one.
Danny McBride.
Yes.
Edward Norton. Ben Stiller. I don't know about Ben Stiller. Margot Robbie. What the fuck? What?
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, that dude.
Jared Leto. Jared Leto's not a bad idea.
He's too gay.
Sam Rockwell. He's crazy as well. That'd be a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
You got to bring in the classics. Harvey Firestein.
I mean, whoever plays that role, it will be epic. If they put the right person in that role, it will be epic.
Boy, that's definitely one of those you gotta. I don't know. It would be. I don't know, man. Could
you got to have somebody that's half crazy?
Well, I don't know that anybody. I don't know if anybody could actually play the dude as crazy as he actually is.
You got to have one that's like half crazy to begin with. You know.
Yeah, which is why like Mel Brooks,
McConaughey.
I don't know how crazy Dax Shepard is, so he may not be the best one. He looks like him, but
Gibson, that's the name I was thinking of.
I still think
like Nick Cage
that's my vote.
Who?
Gibson or Shia LaBeouf, people who are already crazy, because they do crazy pretty well.
What about James Yeager?
Too short.
Yeah.
He could be Jeff Lowe.
He's about my height. I'm gonna met him. He's about 5'11".
Yeah, Ghost
dude from Nickelback is Joe Exotic.
Yeah. Actually, the dude from Nickelback looks more like that one, the dude that was with the sunglasses that I said reminded me of somebody. He looks just like the guy. Billy Bob.
Thornton.
Southpaw's out there. Steadley's out there.
Billy Bob Thornton would be a good one.
What do you say, G?
You ever seen the guy from Nickelback and Never Enough Ammo in the same room together? Ever?
Chad Kroger.
That's true. I haven't.
But Chad Kroger's a Canuck.
And Matt can't leave the state of Texas without some type of horrible clamorous thing happening to him.
Mm-hmm. I could see Matt with, a nice wig on him, covering up that hairline.
What hairline? He has no hair.
I was being polite, sir.
And I was being an asshole for comedic effect. It's what I do.
Well done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Did they say the midget from Game of Thrones played the Tiger King?
Peter Dinklage?
Yes, that's, yeah, that's who's going to do it.
I think Peter Dinklage would be bring far too much dignity for being Tiger King.
Some long chaps. You'll never notice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I mean, they made him bigger than they made him bigger than Thor in Avengers. So it's all CGI. Chris Hemsworth. You are not the stank range we remember.
Royalty.
I never am.
Interloper.
Usurper.
What's going on, man? What's up, my babies? What's going on, man?
What's up, dude?
What did you guys chat about today? What conspiracies?
Nothing, man. I'm running out of steam on that stuff for the moment. I've been dealing with too much coronavirus stuff, and I tried not to talk about it. I was trying to not talk about it. What did we end up talking about?
It's a lot of work doing that conspiracy stuff, man. I got a lot of respect for all the work you put into what, you know what I mean? It's a lot of research, a lot of work.
Well, some of them, I know most of the stuff, like the early ones were the easy ones, right? Because they're like, hey, I know all about this one, and I want to tell you. It's like the 15th one that you're like, all right, I don't know anything. It seemed like a good idea. Like, God damn it.
I need an email. And then what about this whole idea? Well, I sent him one in the email, I'm saying. But then what about this whole idea that this Tiger King thing is diversion to bread and circuses?
You're suggesting that they knew ahead of time that it would be that big of a hit with people? I don't think they knew.
I think they know exactly what is going to be And I think they wait until they need them, and when they needed it, they threw it out there. So, okay, you're right. I'm the one that's wrong. The conspiracy guy is telling me that it can't be a conspiracy, that there's this thing that just hits everybody. It's the perfect sugar, but I'm wrong.
Well, they do poll people. They do like readings and shit with people to see how it works out before they release a major project.
No, it's got all the hallmarks of something that's either be very viral because it's either going to be so bad it's good, or it's just going to be pure entertaining. Because it's got the thing of, holy shit, these people are freaking crazy, or wow, this makes me feel a lot better about my life going to it.
What makes you think that in a conspiracy world anything is set to be random or set to be choice? If it's manipulated, it's manipulated. If it's decided that that's what you're going to watch because it's going to hit all your feeds, then that's what's going to hit all your feeds.
No, what I'm saying is the people who make or come up with the ideas for this stuff know that there's a formula of, okay, certain things do well, certain things do really well for certain reasons. That's the reason why freaking Survivor and all those other bullshit reality shows are still going on. Is they know that, hey, these hold people's interest for a myriad of reasons.
No, I don't think they know that. I think that they engineer them. And if we're talking conspiracies, is it a conspiracy that they think maybe the show will do good, or that they can throw something out there that they know is going to?
Yeah, I think it's just. I think like most TV, they think it's good, but they just throw a lot of shit at the wall, and whatever leaves its mark, they decide to promote it.
This show that was engineered, that was not made yesterday, didn't come out because it was on time or anything. It came out because it's been on shelves for years. We're talking about a show when we're not talking about the fact that we're not allowed to meet anymore, that there's rest in places that go beyond election dates, that we're not allowed to vote probably, and those are conspiracies, or those are things that are results of all this thing that we're not talking about, because almost everything is being tuned to a pop item, a pop culture thing that happened.
Well,
true conspiracy wouldn't be that, hey, here's a random TV show. A true conspiracy would be they're going to create this manipulation over time so that when necessary, when it's time to turn capitalism into communism. I don't know about y'all, but I don't watch Tiger King. I listen to NPR and the radio show, the channel that Rush Limbaugh's on. So I get kind of two sides of the manipulation. And the NPR side that I have listened to is telling us about how capitalism did this and how capitalism's failures, the faults of capitalism, are what allowed it to get to the point it's in, and that it's just the good parts of socialism that are going to get us out of this.
Well, yeah, but that's
about tigers.
No, but pushing the kind of left-leaning view in a calm and not, rabid manner has been NPR's MO for decades.
Dude, if you want to talk about that stuff, you got to go all the way back to like before McCarthy, to where there were known communist agents from Russia or influenced by Russia or paid for by the USSR, not Russia, like back then, right? Who were exposed by McCarthy back then. What happened to McCarthy? Because there were so many of them and they were in so many seats of power in different areas of the government, proven today, you can look it up, he was ostracized, he was made fun of, and today, because of their continued presence in media and like all, like entertainment, like Hollywood, to this day, you mentioned McCarthy, and pretty much everyone in here has this connotation in their mind of who McCarthy was. He was this loony guy who blamed everyone for being a conspiracy.
No,
hold on, let me finish. Well, hold on. I didn't interrupt anybody else when they were talking. So, yeah, so that's going on, right? That's a real conspiracy, because that's something that's been going on for a really long time, like the communist infiltration of our government since the 1960s and before. And like, yeah, you can blame it on like some TV show that came out like earlier this month or last month that was recorded or whatever, but I don't really think that they can have the wherewithal to plan out and know which show is going to go like super viral. Like maybe they do, and maybe it's like Brent.
Why do you think
that's not the real? That is not the real.
That's why those directors are popular. They're successful.
This is happening randomly. You either believe that we're manipulated, or you believe that it's always a gamble, that it's a chance.
No, because I don't.
No one's saying it's
you're speaking in absolutes, like a Sith. Like, don't be a Sith, be a Jedi.
But I like their colored lightsabers better. No, All right, I'm not going to talk for Fake Strange here and anyone else. I'm not saying that this is just completely random of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what fits. I'm saying that as the entertainment industry has evolved over the past, let's just say century for moving pictures or so, they know that certain things at certain times tend to go over well. If people are if we've got this kind of doom and gloom hanging over our head, people want entertainment, pure and simple. It doesn't matter whether it's a funny man, whether it's some poor unfortunate whose life is so fucked up that it makes everybody feel better about their life. Or whether it's
statistics.
Yeah.
They've looked to see what has worked, and they've made note of it. Of course.
Well, I think there's also, I mean, people say like, oh, if you're looking at it conspiracy-wise, I say, oh, they're releasing it now because of what's going on, and possibly because people are at home. So many more people are at home now than ever have been, watching stuff. Of course, if it was on the shelf for a year, they're probably like, man, let's put this out now. This shit's going to go bananas and everybody's going to be at home to watch it, I did put out there something that my boss, we were talking about it at work, and my boss brought her phone in and showed me a meme, and it was a picture of Carol Baskins, and it said, if you have corona problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 tigers and fed one. I got 99 tigers and fed oh shit, I missed it. I was supposed to be fed my husband to one. Yeah, that was pretty good. I fucking was listening to you guys and typing at the same time and mistyped. Yeah, if you have corona problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 tigers and fed my husband to one. Yeah, it was pretty good. But I mean, I think it's, there's things that this happens throughout this has happened throughout the years.
What has happened? The part where we spent trillions of dollars, no one blinked.
No.
They didn't even have a recorded vote of who made the decision to do the trillion, and we're already talking about spending trillions more. We've just moved from capitalism to socialism.
Yep.
You don't
about unaccountable government
you
spending.
Didn't even let me finish.
I didn't.
I was
going to
say this
to talk about the Tiger Show when I'm trying to talk conspiracy.
I'm listening. Okay. All right.
Yeah, we're still talking the conspiracy because you were talking about the conspiracy, the Tiger thing being.
There's never been anything. There's never been any shows that have blown up. There's never been any other shows that have blown up crazy for a month or 2 months, and then they go away, never to be talked about again. That's what I'm saying. It's not.
They happen
it's
constantly. Not. They're completely formulated, and you guys are acting as if that everybody's walking around minding their own business, and they casually talk to each other occasionally. And we aren't talking about conspiracy. We were talking about conspiracy here. Do the people that run all this, who run the social media platforms, do they decide what we watch, or do we randomly decide what we watch? Are there logarithms, or are there not?
Both.
You keep acting like this show just randomly kicked off. But I'll bet you if they decided to make an orange circle popular, an orange circular would be popular for 2 weeks.
We're not saying it just popped off. Could they have released it at the proper time? Who the heck out here in the chat saying they released it a month before these shelter-in-place orders came into effect?
You're not even blinking that they spent $1 trillion without anybody.
Governments have been spending money without our actual consent for decades. At a certain point in time, we can either get pissed about it or we get used to it.
$1 trillion. $2 trillion is a billion. Do you understand?
I know how big a trillion is. I can do numbers.
So the thing about that money that they spent, it has nothing to do with the Tiger King. It has a lot more to do with they scared everybody and they put this threat out there of you're not going to make any money and hey, we'll give you some. We'll give you little breadcrumbs from our table if you just,
if they what?
If they go along with
circuses.
If they what?
You pay us back next year for it.
If you look the other way while we pass this bill, and so everyone looked the other way and they passed the bill.
Who looked the other way?
The American people, the ones who
didn't look the other way.
Who should be outraged?
Who voted for it? Who voted for it?
The people who we voted for.
No, well, that's a good answer.
So how do we look the other way?
We look the other way because we allowed them.
Did you look the other way?
Okay, hold on. We've advocated as a country, and I'm not saying us in this room, obviously, because we're the people standing up and trying to do something about it and raising our voices. So don't put
We're not the only ones either.
Well, you're right. We're not, and there's a lot of people out there, but there's an even bigger group of people who were just scared and wanted money, and they won. So yes.
How did they have a vote? They didn't. If they were scared, so politicians voted.
The politicians that were in that room that voted for $25 million for the Lincoln
Candy
Center, or whatever the hell, in a time when
they always tack that stuff on at the end.
They don't always do anything to a $2 trillion bill. The fact that you're suggesting that a $2 trillion bill is shrugged off and let's get back to talking about Tiger King because this is boring is the manipulation that you don't see.
I don't give two fucks about Tiger King. No.
Yeah, okay,
if you're talking about the entire bill or the fact that they pork barrel, government's pork barrel, and short of people physically going to the Capitol and smacking the representatives on the head saying, no, don't do this. Look, we don't like them or hate them. Yankee has a point of where a lot of people aren't up on politics or policies or really look past the thing of, oh, hey, this is for the children. This is for schools. This is going to help you without actually digging into the sausage and seeing how it's made of. Oh, yeah, this is for the schools, but it's going to have a 25% wheelage tax on gas. Or, oh, this is for the children, but it's taking away some basic rights that we're supposed to be guaranteed in the Constitution.
How does the Republic die? With thunderous applause.
Tiger King. $1,200 checks in Tiger King.
Yeah, well, it's not just Tiger King. I mean, it's like video games, it's pop culture, it's like whatever sports thing people are into. Like the bread and circus is everywhere. You can't just point it at Tiger King because that's in your wheelhouse. You know what I mean?
No, you got to. Otherwise, then you never get to talk about anything. And then you get depressed and you get sarcastic and you get snarky and you go, oh, it's all out of my grasp. No, but if you can conceptualize things and actually talk about them and not get hung up on the concrete flavor of the ice cream, if we can just talk about the fact that they're shoving an ice cream cone in your face while they're stealing your wallet and you're going to spend 25 minutes of a show talking about the flavor of ice cream, that's the distraction. That's
no, dude, I'm doing shows an hour and a half every single week about this stuff, and people for weeks. You specifically laughed in my face and called me crazy
because I didn't interrupt Dave. You're interrupting me.
And now you're the one saying Tiger King.
I get the thing. So again, flavor of the ice cream. I didn't interrupt Abe. You can go after me. The point is that we have a conversation that's been going on for years. Literally,
brownies are good too.
Every week. And we're going to spend it talking about Tiger King at a time when we spent $2.2 trillion. We're going to blow that off. We're talking about we can't get together to assemble. We're going to blow that off. We're talking about not getting together to vote. We're going to blow that off. We're talking about representatives not being accountable for the vote, and we're going to blow that off. That's what I'm saying is that we are the ones culpable. Now you guys can talk about this.
Look, the fact our elected representatives are accountable.
We're not the one that should go.
We're not the. Our representatives are accountable. The problem is that we, as the people electing them, are not holding them accountable. It's my life didn't go to shit last 4 years, so I guess the person who's in charge now must be doing a good job. You know, out of the 20 or 30% of people who actually got up and bothered to vote.
Well, what I was saying is I've been covering this shit every single week for an hour and a half on my show. Different subject, different aspect, different piece of it. And now, like, all of a sudden, everyone's a conspiracy theorist, and I'm the idiot for not looking at Tiger King as the conspiracy. Like, come on, dude.
No, quit taking it personal, dude, and quit fucking acting like if you always say that the world's going to end and then the world ends, that you're fucking right and everybody else was always wrong. You can't fucking play it that way.
Wasn't it on this show that was like, I bet I'm going to lose my job by Friday? Wasn't it on this show? And then you who on this show was like, you're crazy. You're fucking crazy for saying that.
It was this show and every show you were on.
And then wasn't it the very next day that happened?
Yeah, exactly.
And
So
then wasn't it you who the very next day, rather than saying like, "Oh, Honda, you were right. I'm sorry."
No, I'm not
going
going
to blah 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 blah.
You were right. You
right? Am I wrong? Was that you? That was you, right? Yes.
To get past
that
it.
was you. Okay, that's right. That was you. And now it's you fucking yelling about Tiger King.
Why don't you calm down?
I'm only talking over you
Jesus.
when you fucking won't let me fucking go. I know how to work a chat. What the fuck? I've been doing chats for 9 fucking years. You just keep talking until the person stops so that you can talk.
Hey, Midnight, what's up?
Tiger King.
Hey, Mia. Can I have a hug, please?
There is something to be said for, so, I mean, I understand too. I can imagine like Honda's having a rough time now. He's not making an income, and you want something to grab onto that's funny that you can talk to your friends about that. And I know, G, you're probably thinking like, well, that's the problem because you want to pay attention to something stupid. You're not paying attention to what's important. But there's a lot of people right now that have a lot of pressure and a lot of stress, and they want something to have fun. They want to do something goofy. They want to, and if that's
that's not what I think. So let me interrupt you real quick to say, no, you guys are taking it super personally. You got to quit going to extremes. I'm putting the devil's advocate. I'm trying to explain that there's a bigger thing. You guys are looking at the curtain. I'm saying that the curtain is the distraction. There's something behind it. And we're getting in an argument about what's on the curtain. I'm not going to fucking apologize I'm taking my time here. I'm not going to fucking apologize to fucking Honda for saying the world's going to end 1,000 times and then it finally ending. This is unprecedented stuff. You're right. What you said did come true, but you can't stand there and say the world's going to end every single time the night comes along and then get offended when people don't apologize to you for being right when the sun doesn't come up again. We're in a time that's going to be different, but instead of talking about what we could be talking about, again, you have a platform that you've been doing for years. You have an audience of people that get together. We have a group of people that could be talking about important things. The fact that we're spending trillions of dollars, all these things that I've been talking about are very alarming things. And instead, the reason I'm getting in here and throwing a cog in the works is because we're talking about something insignificant. Can I just say something insignificant? Right. You won't get offended about Tiger King? I really don't care what you watch. I don't care what you play on your video games or what you watch for movies. I don't really care. The fact that we're not using this platform for something crucial is frustrating to me. And I'm sorry I'm passionate about it. Fuck me for being passionate, I guess.
And I understand where you're coming from too.
No, I'm not.
But you also have to understand,
I am frustrated that we didn't take the opportunity years ago to give ourselves some opportunity to really have effective conversation. That's all. I'm sorry. You're right. I did use the platform, Shane, when I thought that the platforms were vulnerable. When they turn us off, we'll know if we were vulnerable or not. We don't have ham radios, so this is our only opportunity to get together and talk to people in every corner of the country with real people that we know, not some news. I know Honda. I've met almost everybody in this room except for Pancakes, who closed his restaurant, so he wouldn't let me meet him.
We also not, for me, my one a huge, not part of my show, but one of my main things with my show has always been, a mix of fun and news or whatever, and that's always been something that we've done here. There's some days that are totally goofy and bananas and we don't talk about anything serious. And then, there's other times where a majority of the show is something serious and we're really trying to, talk about things that are important to us. So you also can't be upset for the way that some people, not just me, but other people, quote unquote, might program their show, talk about some fun stuff, talk about some important stuff. Got a lot of rough shit going on, and people have a lot of rough shit going on in life, and I think you're allowed to have, not allowed to have, but I think you should have some outlets that are fun and goofy and talk about dumb shit. That dumb shit doesn't always, it shouldn't overshadow what's important. And I also, I'm not the kind of person, and maybe this, lessens me to some people. I'm not the kind of person that's going to stand up in front of the crowd and pound my fists and scream and be that. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that I'm kind of middle of the road. So, and that's that's how it is. And I know, to some people, maybe they think I should be more of that, but that's just not me. Especially this time in my life. Maybe it will turn into somebody like that.
Can I just say I came into the chat to have a good time and have fun and talk about stuff, and I apologize for getting all heated. I didn't mean to.
Way to go.
Yeah,
way to go.
Too, so I forgot we were supposed to just fart around and not ever care about what's going on. This is the only opportunity I had to talk to Honda because he wouldn't let me into his chats, and I do care about you people. And I missed the opportunity that we didn't get a chance to actually fucking create a system that would let us get through this, but that's cool. Whatever.
No, I'm not saying that we can't talk about important stuff.
No, but you are telling me that we're not supposed to be serious. So if we can't be serious in a show where we get together and talk to each other, then I'm apologizing for trying to be serious all the time.
That's not what I said. I think you know that.
All right. Well, I can't use extremes, and I'm not good at it, so I'm apologizing. I'm just sorry. Go ahead and I'll quit being a downer or whatever. Whatever. It's not going to end. I agree with everybody. The world's not ending. It's just frustrating.
I get it. I get that you're frustrated. I understand it. Ham radio. Hell, that sounds delicious. Ham radio.
That's more of Hotch's. That's more in Hotch's wheelhouse than ours.
They're talking about. Are they talking about Gilligan's Island?
Yeah, no, that wasn't a ham radio. That was just powering the little transistor radio they had in the minnow.
Who knows? Who knows? Dead Horse, did I see something on Instagram with some crazy AR that you build?
Oh yeah.
Wait, Dead Horse builds ARs?
No, he took he Krylon painted, like cheap painted AR a whole bunch of different colors and made it like a My Little Pony colored. Like I don't know what the theme is. The COVID-19 AR-15 though.
Dude, I saw something quick. I had no idea. It was like I don't remember what it was. I just saw some. I thought it was Obnoxious at first. His crazy multicolored one.
Yeah, like rainbow. Well, no, Obnoxious did like a rainbow stripe.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was at first, though, and I was like, "Well, that ain't it."
It's the Atrocity.
No, it's the Taste the Rainbow.
I'm just telling you what he calls it.
Taste the Rainbow.
It's cool, is what it is.
Is that what he called the Atrocity? I still
no,
can't
that's why I
believe
told him he
found
needed to engrave on the side or on the safety. It was happy, mad, and then the full auto was Taste the Rainbow, bitch. Good.
Jade Helm 15. I don't know what that is. Steadley, I don't know what Jade Helm is.
Jade Helm was a operation a couple years ago where it was a military training exercise that a bunch of people thought was like going to be some boogaloo causing thing that ended up being nothing.
You mean this wonderful pastel?
Yep, that's the one. I don't know what
I like how he left the grip black.
Well, you need some black to like set off the brightness of the paint scheme, because I think the barrel's still black, then all the little accoutrements in the lower, the castle nut, the charging handle.
Right, like everything that you're going to touch and mess with that's going to have cheap Krylon paint rub off of is not painted. It was strategically done.
He said he's getting a lot of backlash for that gun because it looks like a toy gun. Yeah, I can see a lot of people, and I used to feel that way. A couple years ago when I would see, guys do the Glocks into the zappers, like the Nintendo zappers and stuff.
And they still do.
Oh, it's such a bad idea. Yeah,
I mean they look cool.
Such a bad idea, and now it's like I think if you're a responsible gun owner, it should never be an issue. You know what I mean? You should never let it be an issue that anybody
shouldn't come out until it needs to come out. So what's it matter if it looks like a Nintendo zapper?
Yeah.
King Travi. There you go, Midnight. It's time for you to butter up to your boss and see if he can fix it so you ruin that Wrangler. Oh, puppy belly.
That's belly.
11 in the chat.
Belly.
What's going on, guys? How we doing? We good?
Good.
Just chilling.
We had a dog. We had a pup on earlier too. You missed her.
Oh man! Well, I would have been on a little bit sooner. I was kind of busy working on some stuff, but we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Still unpacking stuff.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah,
Dead Horse.
that's
I'm
never
not
ending.
controlling it. That's Lieutenant Dan right there.
Right
He
there.
ain't got no legs.
There they are, right there. Well, that's what's left of them.
It's actually
Worse.
we should. You know what? We should change that up and start calling him Cotton from King of the Hill because he got his shins blowed off in Korea.
Little nubs going on there.
Yeah.
I mean, he is.
Yes,
he is like poofy and fluffy like a cotton ball. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, guys. What are you talking about tonight? What's the discussion been on? Anything and everything?
Yeah, you missed out on a lot.
Yeah. Something about Midnight offering you his immortal soul for Ruger Wrangler and burnt bronze.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
we
man,
were
if he
talking
gets
about
it-
Wranglers. How I'd love to get one.
If he gets it, did you guys enter the drawing?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we're gonna do that tomorrow.
What's going on out? Oh, cool. What's going on out your way? Wasn't there something weird being proposed, like with your carry or something out there in Nebraska? What were you guys talking about? I forget.
Trying to think here.
Or not? Was that not you guys?
No, we've had them try to pass a red flag law basically, and I don't think that went through. That was pretty much about it. They want to restrict carry on like in county courthouses or whatever the hell it is in our Capitol building, I think, during meetings. Because we had a bunch of people show up that were supporting. The hell was it? It was the anti. We were supporting the. They had a bunch of people there in this chambers, and there was a couple of people that showed up and they were open carrying, which they can do. These guys had basically low ready MC AR-15,
right.
and it freaked out a bunch of people. And
yeah.
And because of that, now they're talking about wanting to basically ban them from the Capitol grounds altogether. So,
we can't have ours inside the building. We can be on the grounds with them, but we can't be inside the building.
Yeah, we can have ours on the ground, but we have to get a signed note from the Master at Arms or the Sergeant at Arms in the Capitol building to carry on the grounds. Yeah.
No open carry in Denver. You can in Colorado, but not in Denver. So that's how they get you in all the. That's why their Second Amendment rallies are never in downtown Denver. They're always up in like Loveland or down in Colorado Springs or something.
Yeah.
Which sucks that you can't do it at the Capitol. You know, I mean, you could do a rally, but not carry.
So Stanley in the chat is asking what kind of cat that is.
It's a corgi.
It's a corgi cat.
Corgi cat.
We got
Corgi
Ammo
kitty.
Cat. She's out there. Corgi's Ammo Cat's out there sleeping in the living room right now.
Have you ever entered into the corgi races?
No, he's pretty fast though. This little guy's quick, man. You got to see him chase after rabbits. He just goes nuts.
And that's in the snow.
Oh, dude, he hauls ass through the snow too. Yeah, did you see the video where I had him out on Instagram when he was running through the snow?
Yeah, like take one or two steps and then he just goes like disappears, pops up for half a second, then just bolts. It's like, okay, I fell down. This is it.
Have you guys seen the international corgi races or whatever they're called?
He'd rock out.
They're great, dude. They have like 1,000 corgis or something like that show up.
God.
And they have them like chase. It's like a dog racing track, so they all just show up to the regular dog, but they're corgis, so they're like a quarter of the speed of a greyhound. You know, it's so hilarious.
Now, they're bred to be like hunting dogs, like fox and stuff. And I thought they were bred.
Well, I mean, you can like a dog. You can train him to go after, like with the rabbits. I've got him conditioned, so all I do is whistle. No, I whistle, and he'll perk his ears up and start looking around. And he'll start sniffing the ground looking for him because I take him by some of the nesting areas in the fields next to our house, and so I've got him trained to go after him. So if I let him go, he'll keep going. He'll go run, force, run, basically.
I thought they were I thought they were bred with the legs like that so they could get in like holes for stuff. You know what I mean? So they could go down into burrowing holes or something. I couldn't remember. I thought that's what it was.
Well, I think
Maybe
that
that's something else. It's funny when he lays like that, you can't even barely see his little legs in the back.
Oh yeah, he's only got 2.3 inches of ground clearance, but he can still go through about.
He's not a rotor. Dude, my nephew's got a corgi. He's the worst guard dog. He doesn't bark at you or anyone when they enter the house, but when you try to leave, he gets all mad and wants you to stay. And the thing is, like he's figured out the difference between you when you're like faking to leave. Like you'll be like, "Oh, I'm leaving," and he's like, "No, you're not." But if you like grab your keys and say goodbye to people and then go for the door, he's like,
he goes for attention.
No, you're not leaving.
Yeah, they're little attention hogs. He won't bark like unless he hears a sound that he doesn't normally hear. Like if he hears somebody go up to the door, he'll start doing like a little gruff. He won't start barking, but he'll alert you that somebody's there. He'll perk up and stand over by the entryway. And so he's pretty good like that. But I mean, he's got good hearing and stuff, and he'll look at me and wonder like, okay, do you realize somebody's here? Give me kind of a heads up. But I guess they're all kind of different. Kind of depends on how you raise them and stuff. He actually spent his first 3 years on a cattle ranch in central Nebraska. So he was the cattle owner's like little side dog or whatever. So he'd go out there and run around with the sheep hounds and stuff and help herd up the cattle. But the people ended up having a couple kids and got more serious with the ranch stuff, and they just couldn't be home to take care of him as much. So they put him up for sale.
So he was their side bitch.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what they made him into. So, yeah, he was pretty. When we got him, he was pretty underweight. He was only about 22, 23 pounds, and they're supposed to be a healthy male supposed to be around 30. So he was pretty. If you look at the early videos of him that I put up on YouTube, he was pretty skinny, like the photos and stuff. So yeah, he gained about 5 pounds after moving in with us. So we feed him well. Yeah.
It's his coat's probably heavy right now coming out of winter too.
Yeah, they shed twice. And when you start using we've got a special brush we use that takes off his undercoat. He'll throw out. You could fill a pillow with what comes off of him. It's terrifying.
I know our Macy she was always like that, man. She sheds like crazy, and now she's getting old. And like the wife was even mentioned it last week. She was like, "Oh my God, look at Macy's belly." And she's white. I mean, she's been on the show. She's white and she's got like pinkish skin on her belly. And like her belly is like almost totally looks like a pig's belly now because of a lot of her hair's not there anymore. And she loves belly rubs. So you're just like slapping her little belly. She loves it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. She's been liking having me home more too because they've been getting on the floor and playing with them and with the little guy too. I mean, we've been on the floor playing with Legos and stuff like crazy, and the dogs will come over.
Oh God, yes.
We'll lay down and they just go nuts like playing and stuff. So it's been nice because she's getting up there in age, so we're not going to have her too much longer. But the last couple days in the last week, she's been like playing like a puppy again. It's really good to see,
That's awesome. Giving them some attention. They enjoy it.
Oh,
man. What do you guys out there in Pennsylvania? What do you guys got for travel restrictions? Are they kicking anything in yet at all for you guys or not?
Yeah. You have to have an essential. If you're going anywhere other than, you can't really. You're not supposed to be going anywhere other than, grocery store and essentials. And if you're everything's closed other than essential businesses. So like I have a letter in my truck. Like Matt showed that letter he had, that he's an essential employee or whatever. I have one of those now that I just got to keep in the truck. But I mean, it's not it's not crazy. Like it's not like everything's shut down.
And shit. Yeah.
Right. No, nothing like that. I think it's just, I think most people, they're just really kind of hoping most people do what the right thing, you know what I mean, and kind of stay at home unless they really have to. And I mean, I don't know. I haven't really, you don't really interact with people right now. You know what I mean? You go to the store and or whatever, and you do what you got to do and you leave. So
you get out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like it's almost causing everybody to be like antisocial. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah.
Well, it's odd when you're out walking around here. You know, we're such a sparse state. You don't see a lot of people just in general. You know, we're not crowded like a metro area. Even in Lincoln, it's not that bad. So when you're walking around, like people still say hello to you and stuff, and especially the neighborhood that we're in now. I mean, people are out in the evenings with their dogs, and you chat with people and talk to people. People kind of, you know, keep their distance, but it's not like you're like looking away from them like they have the plague or anything. You know?
Yeah.
Dude, it's getting pretty
may have the plague.
Grocery store.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's kind of weird. Like you walking around, you're like, do I really need to go down that aisle? There's a lot of people there.
You know, it's funny at the Walmart that my mom's finally done. She's retired now, but at the Walmart that she worked at in Columbus, Nebraska, apparently they've got it sectioned off now where you can only get to pharmaceuticals and grocery, and that's it. All the other sections are now taped off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about that. And I think that's bullshit. I mean, I think if you can go into the store and buy, you know, chicken and it's in the same store, you should just be able to go in and buy whatever you want. I don't see the reason.
Well,
I mean,
okay. What she explained to me is they're trying to limit the number of people per square feet. So they're trying to keep a certain percentage in there. Right. So there's minimum distance. So they are counting off heads going in and coming out. So people are not. I've heard that. People aren't taking their kids or anything like that because that's taking up spots for other people to get in and nobody wants to wait. So, but yeah, like there's stuff that my mom's like, well, what are people supposed to do if they want this? I'm like, I don't know, Amazon. You know,
prioritizing shipments.
If you're trying to maintain social distance, what you should do is limit to a smaller area the number of people.
Oh, exactly. Well, yeah, that's what the sporting goods store does here at Shields, which is like Cabela's. They're no more than 10 apartment.
No, I'm saying like you can't go in the whole store. You can only go in this half, and all of you have to go in this half. It'll be safer.
It doesn't make any sense unless they're thinking it's saving them on sanitizing work, which it's really not. You've got central ventilation. It's sucking stuff in and blowing it out all over the store.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Look, this could all be solved if Walmart would simply let me take my Mosin with the bayonet on to act as a social distancing enforcing stick.
That's about 6 feet, really, when you think about it from end to end.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
We were talking about it earlier, and we were talking about it earlier, and I had said how, you know, it's kind of a little bit counterproductive because a lot of the places are closing down early.
Yeah.
Which is making more people come out during the day instead of allowing people to come in there overnight if they want to, and you have less people in the store. It's kind of, you know, you'd actually think that it would work out better if they were open later and less people were going at the same time, you know? But
I mean, I don't know.
It's to stock and clean and stuff, so it's, you know.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, I don't know. It seems like the Walmart and Target and stuff out in this area, they're busy all day anyway. People are still going there, you know. Yeah. Doesn't seem to matter a whole. I mean, yeah, traffic's definitely down. There's definitely a lot less people out now and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. The reason I was asking about the travel restrictions is we don't have a shelter-in-place rule for Nebraska yet, but a bunch of doctors are petitioning the governor to come out and make that official statement. The only reason why I'm kind of sort of scared, have they closed your car lots or not? Are those considered essential?
Car dealerships?
Car dealers? Yeah.
Not here. They're still considered essential.
Okay, because the place that I'm getting our U-Haul from to move our stuff out this week, it's a car dealer. And I'm like, God, I hope to God they don't shut that down because I got a truck I paid for. I've got reservations. We got property. We got to get out of the house. You know, it's like, damn, I hope they don't like shut us down or I'm going to have to go find a storage unit or something, you know?
Yeah.
I would think that would be considered,
I had to get my truck. I went to get my truck inspected and oil changed, and yesterday, and I was gonna put it off and just not worry about the inspection just because of things being, you know, the way they are. But I needed to get my oil changed for sure, and I was a little overdue. I was pushing it back, but they were hanging up plexiglass panels, looked like shields in front of the desk when I was there that they got, and it was really weird. You know, it was just weird to see it. You know what I mean?
They've got that. They've got a bunch of cash registers here now too. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's how it was.
Oh man, crazy stuff.
And,
crazy.
You know, I mean, I keep wipes in my truck, so it was just like you just try and do what you can. Like, when they were done with my truck, I went out, and before I touched the steering wheel and all that kind of stuff, I wiped it down with the wipes, and wiped my keys down and my key fob down and stuff when I got it back, and try and anywhere that's working with the public a great deal, it's kind of, I guess it's better safe than sorry.
You guys doing the curbside pickup at the restaurant then, or delivery stuff now?
Yeah.
Are you doing delivery too?
We are delivering certain things just because, if that's what's going to help us get some business, then we need to do it. So the owner's been doing it himself a lot. But yeah, we're doing to-go orders and delivery. And then if people want to, we'll run it out to them for sure. If they just tell us. And, street parking isn't real hard to find right now. You know what I mean? So people can definitely usually find something within, a couple of spots away from a restaurant.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You're not allowed to, you're obviously not allowed to sell. We're not allowed to sell alcohol and stuff like that, because then it's considered like somebody coming in and being a patron and not
just sell it to go.
Well,
that's actually Nebraska's doing that now. We allow alcohol. You just got to keep it in a sealed container until you get it home. They're allowing anything and everything out of the bars and restaurants. Well, just the restaurants, basically. Yeah. Yep.
Well, it has to be like a new container, or can it be?
He said if they want to send home basically a pitcher of margarita in giant cups with a lid on the top, as long as you're not drinking it on the way home, it's not. You can put your martinis in styrofoam with plastic. It's just that was his decree, is that as long as you're not drinking it till you get home, they're not gonna do anything.
Because I know it's just a lemonade, Oscar.
Oh, I know. I was like, man, that's crazy. But I don't know if they're necessarily doing like tap beers and stuff like that. I don't know how that would work out, but I know you can do off sale package or whatever you want to call it, but then also mixed drinks and stuff. Because I was looking it up. You can get cigars and martinis from the bar up the street, curbside pickup.
So I have a question for Sarge.
So
what happens if you pull someone over and they've got like a sign on their car that says like don't come near me, I have coronavirus or something?
Depends on what you pulled them over for. If it was the nonsense traffic that everyone thinks that's all we do, I wouldn't have pulled them over. But if it's real stuff, we'll still deal with it. I'll put my mask on and we'll go to work.
All right.
If it's a pit bull driving, you definitely pull them over.
I'm just wondering how that works. That's all.
Jorge,
so not somebody doing 50 and a 40 going downhill, but hey, there's like this red liquid kind of like oozing out of here, and that might be an arm sticking out of the trunk.
Yeah, we'll deal with the real stuff.
George said,
so what's your
ads where they're telling people to support their restaurants? Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome.
I'll have to look into that, man. If they've brought anything, any suggestions about drinks, because that could, that for out there for a bar, for a restaurant, that could be a hell of a help. Another couple $100 a day. If you can do another couple $100 a day, that might
keep revenue going.
If that brings you to break even, yeah.
They just said no open container in the car. Yeah.
Wow. I wonder, Pennsylvania is so weird about their alcohol. I wonder if they probably wouldn't have the balls to do it, but that would be awesome if they did that.
Yeah, we don't have. It's Lincoln has on Sundays they have no alcohol sales before noon in Lincoln and maybe Omaha, but the rest of the state you can buy. They sell until 2 a.m. 6 days a week into Sunday, and it actually. There's a cutoff period. I think it might be 2 a.m. to noon on Sundays. You can't buy alcohol in Nebraska, but every other place, like we have no blue laws or anything like that. So we have no dry counties.
So you can't get a Sunday morning blood hearing?
Not in Lincoln or Omaha, but you can in any other city. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, we have some dry counties in Pennsylvania, and there used to be some really heavy. Like you called them blue laws, they're blue laws back in the day, and there's still some weird leftover stuff from that. And there was some Sunday things, but I don't remember what they are or if they are still there. But yeah, like the no things before a certain time at one time was here. I don't know if it still is. And then you have to buy liquor through the state store. It's state run, it's state, and then if it's beer and wine, you can buy that at a beer distributor. And now a lot of grocery stores, they changed that a few years back, but yeah, it's still, and now they were, as of last week, they talked about having online sales for liquor because the state stores were closed. So they were talking about being able to order it online and have it delivered. Yesterday's pomade says PA still has no hunting on Sundays, don't they? I feel like that might have changed. Or it was in, like, they were talking about trying to get it changed. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember.
West Covina Dodge is saying, I haven't seen a traffic stop anywhere in Los Angeles in 2 weeks. People are doing 85, 90 on the freeway. Then he said, drove to Vegas last weekend, not one stop both ways, which is interesting because West Covina, weren't you saying that they were, usually they've got the border checks there from California every once in a while to make sure people aren't smuggling ammo in, and Midnight just turned sepia tone there. It's dead, Jim.
He'll be back.
Ladies, gentlemen, and Jonases of all ages.
What?
No, well, he's frozen. Yeah, when I came back from, everything's like black and white, and you're kind of like roboting. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Move around a bit. Dear God, he's got 3 heads.
He's 640 by 680 by 240 or whatever.
Be back.
That was weird. It didn't look weird on my end at all. It looked normal the whole time.
You were pushing one megapixel on that camera there, so yeah.
So I have a gun. You guys talk about that kind of stuff here on occasion?
Hold on a second. While we're still on keeping restaurants and local stuff afloat, came back to work on Wednesday after taking some time off that they allowed me to take off because I put the paperwork in like 2 months ago. Found out that apparently every Wednesday we are getting fed lunch on our shift from like 1 or 2 different local restaurants for the next foreseeable future.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially since we're getting turkey bacon sandwiches this week, and next week we're getting hot wings.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's awesome. Something else too is, and I don't know this for sure, but if you would buy, you could probably look into this, but if you would buy lunch, I know some people that are doing that for like firehouses, police stations, buying like meals and bringing them in. You might be able to write that off your taxes as a donation too. I'm not sure. I would maybe look into that. That would be awesome if you could do that. And I will say this: if if people do that, if they do that often, if they're buying meals for, people are doing it for hospitals too. That happened. One of the restaurants did that. They did it and took it to the hospital. If you're doing that multiple times and you don't necessarily have a favorite restaurant, do it for different restaurants. I mean, if you have a super awesome restaurant that you love and you really want to support them, killer, do it from them all the time. But if it's just something like, oh, let's we're doing okay money wise, and let's we want to spend $50 a week or something, and 1 week give it to the hospital, 1 week give it to the fire department, or the same place every week or whatever. You do it for different restaurants because that little bit can really make a difference. It's a big deal. When you're talking about costing $1,100 or $1,200 a day just to break even, if you can take it from $1,000 to $1,100 and they break even for that day, right now that's awesome. There's a lot of places like us just trying to get through. Now, like I said, we had an awesome Friday, so that really kind of saved the week. But next week, if we don't, and it seems that it depends on and people that live in states where the weather is bad, it's exactly the same thing. the weather will start getting cold, and then you have the first snow, and everybody freaks out. Nobody does anything for a week. And then they start coming out, and a week later it's like normal again. And then you'll get the first like freezing rain, and everything dies again. Everybody gets scared, and for a week it's dead, and then a week later it comes back. It's kind of like that now, where we were doing pretty well, and then they would come out with some announcement about sheltering in place, or whatever it was, and it would die, and that week would be really bad, and then the next week it would start coming back a little bit, and then somebody would say something on the news and people would get scared again, and it would go. So it's kind of this up and down a little bit for us. So it is what it is. I just it's not just restaurants that need to support it, it's other people too. They are doing online classes. He said he's doing online classes you guys do classes every day, huh?
Yeah, we are. I've got technically what's called office hours from 9 to 10, so the students can jump in and get help on their work. But I've posted work, and I'm grading and putting in homework. And I don't know what's going to happen, because they've said Nebraska schools are not going to open back up now. They're done in terms of opening. We can't do any sporting events, no prom, none of that stuff. So
for the year.
No, we're still doing. So I don't know what's going to happen. Our stuff is due April 17th, so I don't know if they're going to have us do another set of lessons, or if they're just going to call it at that point. I'm not sure. I won't know anything until April. So
that's a bummer, man. Like, because there's certain things to kids that are so important. You know what I mean? Like, it's so important for some people, like prom and stuff. I didn't go to prom, but like to some people, that's like a highlight of their their youth, and that's a bummer to miss out on that.
Travis, don't worry. You're not the only loser who couldn't find a date or anyone who'd actually talk to them either.
Or graduation day. Like graduation day was a big deal. You get that's like the last time officially you get to see like a lot of those people is a graduation day,
right?
And you know it too. You didn't know the last day that you were at school before COVID-19 canceled it that you wouldn't see some of these people.
Here's the worst part about it.
Like, geez.
You don't think about this, but you're like, well, kids are always on their phone, kids are always playing video, blah blah blah. Yeah, but at school, they're social creatures, and now you've taken them out of that environment where they get to hang out with their friends, and they're not supposed to hang out with their friends outside of school. Just imagine yourself. Maybe there's going to be people that were fine being loners, being by themselves growing up, and that's great. But I would not want to go through a situation where I was just cut off from my friends, not able to. Yeah, okay, you can Zoom video talk to them, you can chat with them. It's not the same thing as hanging out in a room with your buddies and watching movies or whatever. I mean,
it's not even
that situation now.
It's even
the world was hanging out with your friends. That was more important than your mom or your, like whatever else.
I mean, they can still kind of do some sports, like they could maybe golf or play tennis and stuff. But I mean,
they're shutting down golf courses too. I mean,
really?
And that's what I was just gonna say. Like, when I was a kid, it was like I played sports, football, baseball, I golfed on the golf team and all this kind of stuff. But like during the summer, I did a lot of stuff by myself. Like I used to fish by myself, and I'd go out in the river myself. Like you're not even supposed to do that right now because it's shelter in place in a lot of places. You couldn't even, if you wanted to, go do something even by yourself. So that's where it really gets even crazier to think about. Like, not only you're not supposed to be in groups, but you're not supposed to do anything. Leave the house.
So they're not letting you guys go out and do anything up there?
We are. I guess we're in a shelter in place, right? We're not supposed to do anything unless it's essential.
So here they're encouraging people to go out into nature, just not together.
Yeah.
Right.
Same situation.
Yeah, go out and the same thing here. They're wanting people to go out and get their exercise and all that. However, I did see a little blurb on the one local news station. I get in over the rabbit ears that they were thinking of closing down the parks that they were encouraging people to go to in the metro area because people are not maintaining their 6-foot distance. Yep, people doing like 4-on-4 basketball games and that, and people jogging next to each other. Now their whole thing here, I don't know if it's worded the same place or worded kind of similarly in y'all's area, was maintaining at least 6-foot distance from anyone who's not in your own household.
Okay.
Hey, what's going on, Ghost?
What up, yo? What's up,
Hey,
folks?
Ghost.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Ping Pink, you better be
Your
careful.
Stockpile of Rose Arts holding
You
out.
better be careful who you say that to, Pink. You might get yourself in trouble. Black Cat said boats all up and down the river yesterday down your way. Maybe, I don't know. I thought we were in a shelter in place where we weren't supposed to go out unless it's essential.
I'm pretty sure you could go out.
There's been so many
exercise.
Yeah, I do see people jogging.
fishing.
That's true.
So I might need a little bit of cashola between now and when unemployment starts giving a little bit to me.
Well, $20 is $20, as Yankee would say.
Well, I was going to say, how much are used ARs going for these days?
As much as someone will pay for them.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. I mean, it depends on what it is, I guess.
I said they've gone up a little.
Else. I mean, is it a spikes or is it a PSA? I guess that's the first thing to.
Yeah, I think this personal opinion. I think this COVID scare is probably going to what signals the end of the very, very affordable AR-15s.
Right now, I was just checking a classic and an entry level, just like Adam's Arms is going for $599. That's what they're starting at for just kind of off brand.
Yeah.
Because I've got this AR.
I was just going to
that I spent $300 on building, and I find myself where I need money more than this $300 AR. Just wondering.
I think you should be able to recover it. If you do a person to person, if you're able to do person to person in Colorado.
In Colorado, you have to go to an FFL and do a transfer if you're going to sell a gun like that.
But it's not like you have to sell it. You're just using the FFL as the intermediary to do all the officiating work. Yeah. Yeah. So it's not like they have to buy it and then sell it to them. It's just okay. You, person A, person B, have agreed upon a price for this transaction, and then just whoever has to pay the FFL fee or the. Yeah.
Again, correct.
So I went to PSA, and PSA, the PA-15 16-inch nitride A2 front, 5.56, and it's all FDE. It's the grip, the stock, and it's like their base. It's not their basic. I mean, it's a nice rifle. It's $600, $599.99. So you can still buy it's higher than it was for sure. You know what I mean? But it's still a $600, brand new $600 AR, and it does have A2 front and a flip up. It does have the flip up in the back. I mean, it's not horrible, but when you start looking at some of the, this one has the EPT trigger, M-lock front. You're looking at like $700 for that's a 13-inch.
Honda, I would tell Honda, you know what? I would just say I'd say go 500. It depends if you're going to include magazines and ammo or anything else with it. Is it a complete rifle?
Oh yeah, it is. And I was going to
so the person's going to say, well, I can get a new one for $6. Be like, yeah, but then you're going to pay an FFL transfer. You're going to pay for shipping, and you're going to pay for sales tax. I'm going to save you $200 right here. That's always been kind of my push when I'm selling ARs. If anything I've ever sold, I would go 500.
See, and I was thinking like 700, and see
what it always come down.
People come back at me.
Yeah, you might have somebody who doesn't. We research this stuff. There's a lot of people that don't. There's a lot of people that will pay full MSRP at a gun store because they think that's what you do. So you ask whatever you want. But I was just thinking, like 500 firm, because I wouldn't take anything below 500. But look at what a new one's going to cost. Yeah, start at 7. Maybe get 656 out of it. You
can't even hardly order a new one because it's going to take so long to get them shipped.
Yeah, this is true, and that's another part of it. I never thought about that. You say, look, you can
dead horses staying 3 to 4 weeks from PSA.
Well, and then the other thing is, like, you're paying a late tax at this point if you're just now buying an AR-15. And I'm not saying like everyone should jack up the prices, and that way that's just what the new price is. But it's kind of like the timing is key when you're buying and selling stuff, right?
That PSA AR was $499 before all this, wasn't it? That entry level PA-15. Wouldn't that have been about a $500 like 3 months ago?
No,
it was like
been less than that. I got mine.
I think they're like $350.
Yeah,
they were on sale on like a daily deal.
Yeah. They were pretty cheap. Yeah, what is? Yeah, somebody Stella's asking, what make is your AR?
Oh, it's a PTAC upper and a New Frontier polymer lower. It's the cheapest freaking AR. Like seriously, I think I spent like $150 on the complete upper and like $120 on the complete lower, and then I did swap out the bolt carrier group because I don't like the PSA bolt carriers. That's the only thing I did do it. But yeah, it runs like a champ, dude. Like there's not a problem with it, and it's super light because like the polymer lower, it just may be a little bit more fragile is all, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's I mean, their lowers, complete lowers. You can still buy a nice, like a decent complete lower for. Here's the Freedom Classic lower in gray for $150.
And that's with like an M4 stock.
Yeah, here I'll screen share.
Yeah, don't screen share anything that you're going to get prices on. You'll get dinged.
Who cares?
Well, I do. I can't be this big of an asshole anyplace else. They kick me out of their chats.
Well, I'm not going to get banned. I'm not going to get shut down for it. It'll just be a copyright strike, right?
Oh, I don't. They can get you for like
they're
violating.
They're not going to come after you if you're promoting their website. Why would they come after you?
The tubes that are used, not the tubes that are guns.
Yeah, we're talking about YouTube, but yeah, I mean, so lowers are still.
Copyright
Dead Horse is saying $700 and
copyright claim can only be initiated by someone who claims it.
Right.
Yeah.
Community guidelines.
And then
it's a community guidelines. I know Dead Horse is saying $700 and open for trade, but I think Honda needs the green more than he needs trade material.
Yeah,
I mean, unless somebody says, "Oh, hey, I got like this old single action. It's got like a picture of a horse on it that my great grandpa left me, but I want an AR-15." In which case, yeah, trade him your little pea shooter for that Colt and make buku bucks.
So their barreled their uppers though, their completed uppers. Oh, that's a 16-inch with. Oh, that's got a Geisley trigger on it and stuff. The only thing they have in stock is shit that's like $600 with Geisleys in it and stuff.
Those Geisleys are nice.
The uppers are. Well, yeah, but I'm saying like to be able to
fairly comparison price
something inexpensive. Yeah, you're not going to do it. You're not. They have no uppers available.
Yeah,
they got a ton of lowers though, which I'm surprised about. I thought I was going to go in here and see like maybe 5 or 6 different lowers, but they got a truckload of lowers and some rifles.
Well, just think about how many of the different like
last year have.
Go ahead, Ghost.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead, man.
No, I was just going to say, well, just look at how many of the different novelty engraved lowers PSA has. They've got piles of those built up.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, who was it who was saying? Was it on this chat or someone else's chat?
Everybody's been buying the lowers the last year, so they probably already have lowers. So now, let's get the uppers. And you can go a year ago, you could go buy a $35 Anderson lower.
Right. Yeah, they still have $50 lowers too. They have $49.99 lowers. But yeah, that's the thing too. Like, and somebody like me that I only have one AR. But yeah, like maybe I pick up a a 300 blackout upper or something for if you could do that for $200, then you could have some fun and not have to buy a complete rifle. So yeah, you're probably right. But I mean, it's still reasonably priced to buy a lower right now. I mean, Glimtech was saying that he has a bunch of them that we selling for like $53 or something.
I wonder what the gun stores around here are selling AR-15s for, if they still have them, because that would be really like not everyone knows about going to PSA or somewhere else and buying a gun online and putting it together themselves. They just want to go to a gun store and buy a gun,
Right.
I can tell you what my gun shop Honda is selling a Diamondback for, an old Diamondback, and there's a Wyndham in there, and they're selling those for $4.99. A Diamondback for $4.99. That gives you an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About $100 up.
Well, so I was hearing whether it was this chat or another one. Didn't PSA start or buy buy a place to start manufacturing their own lowers instead of just buying it from like 3 or 4 foundries.
How many AR-15s are in America right now, I wonder?
Oh, Jesus.
A lot.
I saw a number. I don't even know if it's right, but I saw 1.5 million. I don't think that's right, but I saw a
it's
number
way
last
low.
week. That might be what it just sold since the beginning of the year. I don't know.
Or make that many a year.
Or I wonder what percentage of guns in America are AR-15s. That would be another good question.
Well, I think I'll tell you what. Another interesting thing would be is you could say the number of AR-15s that people owns is whatever 3 million or something like that. But how many are in stores? How many of them are in factories that aren't sold yet?
Warehouses
that would
that
be an
haven't even
interesting
shipped
number
yet?
too.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Is there like 10 million ARs in the United States, or
I
11
think that's
million
a
maybe?
conservative number,
That are-
honestly.
According to Wikipedia,
Probably,
it's
you're
between
probably-
5 and 10 million.
How many Mosins did they make? Are there more AR-15s now or Mosins?
I don't know.
Will that mean that at some point in the future there will be like this like surplus AR-15s, like they're dime a dozen? I don't even care about these. Then just pick one out of the barrel.
Probably as soon as we get handheld directed energy weapons, or 100 years afterwards, once they become cheap and effective, then yeah. But no, they've exploded because up until the mid 2000s or so, Colt's Manufacturing had the exclusive manufacturing rights to the M4 pattern rifle. Once Colt lost all their military contracts and went to FN, and they lost that exclusivity, it's a government owned patent and technical documents. So anyone that could machine aluminum started making them because, people are wanting something that they couldn't have since 94 or 96.
The first Armalite patent was done in 1979. So they started making some in the 80s, but it really didn't become popular until 2004 when the ban went off. And people was like, we can have these things. But the actual patent of the Armalite ended, I think, in 79.
Yeah, I was just talking specifically the M4.
The SR-71 is older than the AR-15. Interesting.
Speaking of 300 blackout uppers, someone brought that up. Travis, you gotten any satisfaction from Bear Creek yet?
Yeah, I have not had, because we're moving, I haven't had a chance to get to the range. I'm actually got orientation at the new range I'm joining on Wednesday. So after I made that video, I got it in the mail about 3 days later, and I got it back, I want to say about 7 days after I sent it off, maybe 10 days after I sent it. It was about a 2 month total time for shipping there and back, and it was a loose gas block.
Okay.
I just didn't want to mess with it because I just, I'd sent it. We were in the middle of the packing and the move. I'm like, I ain't got time for this. I just printed off the label, slapped it on, sent it back because I wanted to make sure there wasn't something serious with it. So it's actually sitting in my living room. I haven't even opened the box yet. So I was going to take it probably next Tuesday. I'm thinking, well, maybe next Monday. I'll go before Caliber Corner in a week because I got to go to the orientation on Wednesday before I can start going to this range that I just joined. And the indoor range that I was shooting at here in Lincoln is actually closed until May 31st. So now I'm going to be shooting at an outdoor range. So hopefully they don't close. It's an Isaac Walden chapter. So it's outdoors. It's outdoor pistol, rifle, sporting clays, all that stuff. It's a huge facility. And so I'm going to be going there. Because of finishing the move on Friday, I'm not going to be able to get out there at least until next week. But yeah, I can tell you it was just a loose gas block. They claim that they put it on a lower and they fired it and it's fine now. So we'll find out. I'm going to take it apart and clean it, put it back together, and we'll see what happens. So that was the first one out of 6 rifles that I've either bought from them or received from them that's ever had an issue. None of my other ones have ever had problems at all.
So they just basically send it back with a repair ticket saying we tighten this nuts, or do they say, oh, we put a little C's lubricant on it?
He just said that they tightened the they tightened the gas block and they put a few rounds through it just to make sure that it was going to function. They said it cycles fine. So like I said, I haven't even opened the box yet. I was actually going to do it in my range video when I take it back out. I'll crack it open and see what the packing slip says. But I was talking to the guy, the representative I work with. He's the one that actually emailed me back. He said, I'm going to personally take a look at it and find out what happened. And I was like, okay, fine. So he's the one that emailed me back and told me before it even showed up what the problem was. and that was it. But I've got the 16-inch version of it. Is it 16? I got the 10.5-inch version of that, and not had any issues with it at all. And then I got the 762 by 39 uppers. The only problem I had with that was one bad Duramag out of 6, and all the other X39s run just fine. They don't like Tula, but they'll run anything else. So.
I just pulled up the club that I was a member of. I'm not a member right now. I didn't renew, but I will eventually. And they closed the indoor ranges, but the outdoor ranges are open still.
Yeah, dude, it sucks
for
the gun shop
it's outdoor.
It sucks for the gun shop that I normally go to because they jump through hoops for it all. It took them a better part of 2 years to get all of the paperwork and all the everything that they need to get from the city to have an indoor shooting range. And they just opened up like October, I think, or September, something like that. This last year, they finally got all the stuff done for it. And yeah, they're closed now. The gun store part is still open, but they can't have people in the shooting range because of the 6-foot rule.
Yeah, I know. I think some ranges are doing, like I said, appointments only and stuff like that, so they can keep people far enough apart.
Yeah, there's an indoor range about a half an hour from me, and what they're doing is they have 6 lanes, but what they're doing is they're only allowing 3 at a time, and they're
every other
skipping a bay, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, it's crazy that Easter's this week too. I was gonna say it'd be nice to go out and shoot if the weather's nice this weekend. What'd you say?
I didn't even think about the fact that Sunday's Easter.
Yeah, because
I know. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, because with all this, stay away from people or no unnecessary travel. It's not like normal. We're having a meal at your uncle's house at noon on Saturday.
Right.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah, dude, totally. Yeah, no sitting on the Easter Bunny's lap or whatever. I guess he's not Santa. That's not what you do.
Honda. Yeah. Honda quit rubbing it in. Not all of us can afford to go to the bunny ranch on Easter.
Oh. I certainly can't unless they sell 2 AR-15s. I don't know. I was always a believer of the 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So I have 4. So, losing 1's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like yeah. You got 4 rifles. You take the lowest hanging fruit, or the one that you don't shoot, or the one that's like you said, and try and ditch it.
I'm not saying to do this, Honda, but if you've got 2 that are maybe middle of the road to higher end, maybe get rid of one of those for now to maximize that transaction that you have more than $400 or $500. You could get maybe $800 or $900 for it. And then a year from now or 6 months from now, when things get back to normal, you could always try to reacquire something that was similar. But I'm not saying to do that, but if you know that, a core AR usually goes for $600-$700, but you can get $1,000 for it right now or $900, and you've got a core, then instead of holding on to that because you're not going to shoot it, why not try to maximize the profit here? I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying I'm just trying to figure out a way to make as much money for you as I can.
I'm a poverty pony kind of guy. Like nothing I have is name brand freaking good. I mean, I've got like one of mine that I built myself has like nickel boron bolt carrier, blah blah blah, and it's got an FN barrel. It's free floated and stuff like that. But then it's also got like the nice trigger in it, and it's got the nice that's the one that I'm not getting rid of. And then I've got a pistol that I like that's just fun, which I could sell. That's kind of on the chopping block too. So it's between the polymer lower and that one. And then I've got a 308 one also. Like I've got a 308 AR-10, which I'm counting as an AR-15. But I like that one just because it's a 308, so I don't want to get rid of that one either.
Yeah.
I'm down to the one.
Yeah, well, I think you're also gonna have more luck selling an AR-15 than an AR-10 too. I think.
Probably. I would say
with the noobs, like not many noobs are trying to buy an AR-10, or even know what an AR-10 is.
Yeah. Right.
The handguns, if you have any handguns you can move, you'd probably have pretty good luck. I'd go through your FFL. Because right now, handguns are just cleaned out at so many stores,
I already sold one, and I don't have a ton of handguns. I don't want to sell a bunch of so.
Why would I want an AR-10? That's 5 less than an AR-15.
Because you can't get an AR-11, take your AR-14 too. So.
Well, do you have an AR-20?
Not yet.
I got an 8K, but that was the first rifle that I bought, and you can't sell the first rifle that you bought. Like that's a sin, right? Unless it doesn't work.
Well, it all depends on what your other alternatives are.
I mean,
if your other alternative is, boy, you sure have a pretty mouth, you might want to think about it.
Well, in Denver, there's this area called Colfax that people like Sarge would probably regularly patrol for things like that. So maybe I'll just head up there, since they're not arresting people for that kind of stuff right now.
And in local news, former waiter on arcade machine cleaner was found dead today with no teeth in his head. Story at 11.
Are they rating gigolos on Yelp yet or not? Has that started happening?
Yeah. Yeah.
Grubhub, yeah.
For some reason, gigolo.
What are all those? What are all those?
Gigolo is a male prostitute. Juggalo is a fan of Insane Clown Posse. So
I know. That's why it was
I guess you could be both somehow in some weird way.
Why would it be rating Juggalo? Oh, Gigolo.
So Honda would be the angry, drunken Juggalo Gigolo?
Yeah, he'd have like a unique niche, like he would have the Insane Clown Posse face paint going on while he's going on.
Well, now wait a minute. Honda, wasn't it you that is scared of clowns because you watched
Yes,
watched It or Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
I watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space when I was like 4 years old. And 4 years old is not old enough to watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space by yourself. So
Definitely.
Well, now Honda, as we know, the best way to overcome your fear is emergent therapy. So you need to dress up like a clown and go whore yourself out for $350.
I don't usually run into clowns. It's not normally an issue. So I don't go to circuses. I do like
Dead Horse says tell Honda to stop saying polymer and start saying ultralight space age material.
Yeah, there we go.
That'll help you sell it. Yeah, church it up a little bit.
It is an ultralight.
There you go. Don't just say it's ultralight. Don't say polymer. Especially don't say plastic. You could say composite. It's an ultralight composite lower.
Sounds plastic, doesn't it? Listen. Doesn't it? Kind of?
Hey, it sounds like $100 AR. I'll give you $50 for it.
Yeah. We'll see. I've never sold a gun on arms list before. I don't know how that works.
Now, what you can do, Honda, is you can. Have you ever joined MeWe? Were you ever on MeWe before? MEWE.com.
Honda's on WeWe all the time.
No.
Here's
the thing. So MeWe is where all of us that got booted out of Facebook with our gun groups went because MeWe doesn't restrict you as long as you're not breaking the law. All the gun groups that I belong to, all the buy, sell, trade stuff went over to MeWe. And so all you do is type in Denver guns, and all the gun groups that are in Denver, you can join their groups. And then it's a lot of the people I recognized from Facebook before. So I've been on MeWe for a couple of years. I haven't signed in recently because I haven't used it, but that's a place where you can advertise and sell your firearms. You just got to go through the legal channels to do the transaction, but you can at least show off pictures and show your price for.
What's up, boy? You doing good? Okay.
Now, see here, sir. You are addressing King Travi himself. You do not call him boy.
Boy, I think he's talking to one of his kids.
I was talking to my son.
Yeah, because it's only 11:49 right now in Denver. So yeah, in Colorado.
And they don't have to go to school.
Think about getting an account over MeWe just to, if you want to move guns. That's the way to do it.
Well, just remember that yesterday was 4/4/2020. It's over now.
So is that like...
Doesn't look like Palmetto has any 5.56 left.
I just talked to someone at Palmetto not too long ago. They just ordered 5 million rounds of ammo.
Okay, so that's what? 5,000 round lots?
It was, it wasn't just one caliber, but they just ordered 5 million rounds of ammo. So,
well, you
TSA
gotta.
is going to have ammo on their website here pretty soon, I think.
Yeah, yeah, it's the same thing with everywhere else. It's not that we don't have this stuff; it's just that we don't have enough to cover the rate of withdrawal at this point in time. We have the stuff; we just need time to get everything spun up to meet up with it.
So you remember when like the DOJ and a whole bunch of other like
post office
3-letter whatevers from the government spent a whole bunch of money buying ammo, right? Like a whole crap ton of ammo, and like good ammo too. It was like self-defense type ammo in like the quantities that you would use if you were training a whole bunch of people how to shoot. And as far as I know,
law enforcement use self-defense ammo. Holy mackerel!
No, I'm not saying like don't do that. I'm just saying like
yeah, it was something like
I'm just saying
750 million rounds of HST over 10 years.
Right, and I'm saying that I doubt that they shot all of that ammo. Right, like I'm sure the cops shot some of it, and maybe the post office needed some round practice. I don't know what they had all that for, but someday aren't we going to be able to buy that ammo from them?
No.
Because they're going to surplus it and be like, well, we had this too long. We got to refresh it. Here's the old stuff.
No,
they just shoot it.
Yeah. It's like, okay, hey, this stack over here is what you take, is what you refresh. So every qualification, shoot what's in your magazines. Here's a little bit extra to finish qualification, then load up out of this stock.
Yep.
No, because it was Homeland Security, Border Patrol, Post Office, and the IRS.
Why does the IRS? What?
Secret Service is part of the IRS,
and they have law enforcement.
Yeah,
I guess.
Pretty much every government agency has some type of law enforcement.
Even the Insurance Bureau has law enforcement.
Yeah.
Railroad police. Parkway.
Air marshals.
Law enforcement.
No, wait, air marshals. Yeah, air marshals.
They're nerds with revolvers.
Railroad police, because that was a thing. People don't steal stuff off trains yet. They used to. Same with the post offices being armed, because it was, we're sending you cash, or payrolls get routed through the post office and stuff.
When was the last Old West style train robbery?
No. Before World War I.
Like motorcycles. Like if you rolled up on 60s motorcycle gang or something, like that counts.
And I think you need to take your extra free time, get out a notebook, and start writing down more treatments for questionable adult films, and make that one of yours, The Uneasy Rider.
I just don't know what the last one was. Because having
I'm sure that train robberies still happen every day. It's just they don't carry cash on them anymore. But I'm sure there's electronics. There's all sorts of stuff that are still getting stolen. I'm sure.
I was gonna say shit's falling off the back of trucks all the time.
Well, I'm sure you have a fair amount of pickpocketers and stuff who are riding Amtrak here and there, or whatever. Where's my ID? Oh crap!
Sleazy Rider. Thank you, DM. Thank you, Faust. That's more of an appropriate name.
In that case, who do you call? Because you what county was I in?
Ghostbusters.
What happened? Was it this city or that? I'm not sure. I was on a train. We were moving. Yeah, you call the train cops. Makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, because isn't technically railroad property... Well, railroad property technically falls under federal jurisdiction.
They have their own police.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You can't even walk on the railroad tracks legally. It's trespassing. If they want to prosecute.
I got a buddy of mine that works for Union Pacific, and they have their own security.
Yeah, they have they are in charge of their entire line, whatever state it's in. They have jurisdiction on those tracks.
Pomade.
2 wheels of loneliness. So what's going on? Are you
That
guys
Broken
still
Motor
open for
Mountain?
business, Ghost, at the course?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're open. We're not open to the public anymore. It's just the members. They can only play.
Right.
If they have their own, most of them have their own carts. But if you need one of ours, we're only allowing one person per cart. It's just been raining so damn much that it's just no one's playing anyways. But we're open. We've had to, we've let go 50 employees in the last couple of weeks. So we're working on a skeleton crew at the whole facility, like the hotel and the restaurant are on a major skeleton. Like our restaurant, we're just doing to-go orders at this point. No one's staying at the hotel. We haven't had hotel guests in probably 3 weeks. And the golf course, like I said, just members at this point.
Yeah.
7, if you're going to grab that rifle, please don't shoot the moon. If you put a hole in it, it'll deflate and it'll fall onto the earth. So leave the rabbit on the moon alone.
We don't want 7 Wonders to shoot the moon in any sense of the word.
No, that'd be a very bad idea. Like giving a waffle to a donkey. It's just a bad idea.
Like a waffle.
Like a donkey eating a waffle.
Yeah.
No, giving a donkey a waffle. The donkey just walks up onto a waffle. It's all content in that. But you give him a waffle, he'll give you the death stare and probably bite your hand off.
Could be.
It's like, no, what do you think? I can't get my own waffle? Screw you.
What the hell are you talking about?
Like a donkey eating a waffle.
Eating a waffle.
Sometimes Ape just talks. He's like an analogy addict. He has to come up with some sort of analogy every once in a while, or he starts to get the shakes.
Listen here, Pancake Boy. You're the one who promised me a lifetime supply of Reuben sandwiches and sweet potato fries if I helped you get donkey eating a waffle into common vernacular among our little group here. Just like how my much more creative and original unsober has taken off and flourished.
Sarge, you need to put donkey eating waffles to the guy on a Buffalo song. Donkey eating waffles.
If you're giving donkeys blue waffles, you have bigger problems. Yeah.
Gluten-free waffles? It's almost as bad.
I don't know. Gluten imbalance has been known to make people turn this kind of a radioactive glow-in-the-dark color. Sorry, Honda, go ahead.
I was just saying I don't think that's how blue waffles works. That's not gluten-free. It's something else.
I know all about the donkey and the waffle. All right. What do you say we put a bullet in this one?
Yeah.
Go to bed.
All right.
Put a bullet in the donkey.
So, Travis, you're on tomorrow, right?
Yeah. 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll do the drawing towards the end of the episode. We're gonna do just a reloading for beginners chat, basically.
Oh shit! I wish I was off.
Yeah, just gonna keep it simple. We're just essentially just talk about some of the tools of the trade, where to go, what kind of kits to look into, what do you need before. And we're not really gonna talk about the actual process of it, but show off what you use to do it. So,
ANA and Foos.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And I'm going to run it through StreamYard because I don't want to have any problems, especially if I want to do a drawing. I don't want to have to repost or start it back up again. So we'll do StreamYard for tomorrow, but I usually do GunTube. So anybody can join it if they want, but it's limited to 6. So I don't even know if I can do it through StreamYard. Actually, I might have to use GunTube because I've already posted it through. I don't think I put it up on StreamYard actually. Well, it looks like we're going to be using GunTube, so hopefully it runs. So anyway, that's what's going to happen. We'll do the drawing towards the end of towards the end of the show.
Yeah. No, that's reloading for beginners chats are always fun. I like talking in those. There's a lot of fun information. You haven't done anything yet, have you?
No, I got everything all set up, and then I was informed that we were moving. So yeah,
right.
I had literally just got everything all set up, and I was like, "Well, hell, I guess I got to start packing." So, yeah.
YP's asking how you enter Can you still enter? Enter, and how do you enter?
Just type in 25K, I think giveaway or 25K drawing Travis P11 as a YouTube search. Or just type in Travis P11 Ruger Wrangler or 25K GAW, and the video will pop right up. Or if they check my channel and just scroll back a couple videos, you'll see it right there. It's a 25,000 subscriber giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all you got to do. You just post a comment on that video. You post a comment on the video about a topic for Caliber Corner, and you're in the drawing.
You posted it like 2 weeks ago, Travis?
Yeah, I don't think there's any way I can bump it up on the list either of videos. But
no. I just wanted to make sure I had the right one, so I posted the correct link out in the chat. So
give it a thumbs up and
go over there.
Oh, did you find?
Yeah. You get this.
Okay.
It's this real goofy looking guy with like the salt and pepper beard and a huge ass thumb.
Is that Yankee Marshall? Oh no, I look like his nephew. My bad. Okay.
I don't think he's as cute looking as Yankee is.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I think it's the glasses, because Yankee never wears his glasses, as you can tell, since he can't read any of his chats.
He squints the whole time, poor guy.
six Eastern, right?
No, 7 o'clock Eastern.
7 Eastern.
Central. Yeah.
7 Eastern. Okay.
7 p.m. Eastern. It's the Polite Society podcast on Facebook and Caliber Corner with Travis P11.
There you go.
Push it back till about 9 o'clock, and I'll jump on.
No, because we're usually done by 7:30.
Oh, fine. Be that way. It's cool. I invite you to my show.
Well,
I try to
come on.
I try to cork others, okay? I try to give everybody their space,
Midnight, you already stole Matt's format of talking random bullshit and the list and the wound up son of a bitch bullshit. You don't need to be having him corked by King Travi.
Which reminds me, if you listen to Budget's chat on Friday night, I just gave it to him right there and there. I mean, I gave it to him 2 days early. He is the wound up sumbitch of the week. That sumbitch was wound up. He was.
Oh, what'd he do?
Fucking cut loose, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. What were they talking about? I don't even remember.
They were talking
what
about the idiot of the week.
Right.
And it was the
what was it?
One was the Texas, or like a Houston mayor saying, hey, all you gang-banging dogs with your dope and stuff, could you like chill with your pills, with your ills and all that, till all this COVID's done and the cops can go beat your ass? And the one was like one was the mayor, and then the other one was like the copy editor or the editor, whoever put that story together, because it was just so bad. And was the other one like a Florida man thing or an Illinois man?
I don't remember. It was something else. It wasn't.
But then everyone ended up voting for Pickle.
No, this was before he did the Idiot of the Week. This was like when he very first started the show. Something got him.
Okay.
Pissed.
Yeah, it was one of the stories, one of the headlines he did, and I wish I could remember what it was, but he went bananas, man. He threw about 6 F-bombs out.
He went NC-17 quickly.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was in like the first 5 or 10 minutes of the show. You gotta go check it out. Sorry, it was hilarious.
Wow, I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, it was like, okay, it's gonna be like that, huh? It's gonna be that kind of party. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was all wound up. He was breathing heavy. He was probably sweating. I'm sure the wife and kids were like, what the hell's going on?
Like a donkey eating a waffle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was all wound up like a donkey eating a waffle. Yeah.
Pitting out a little bit.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Budget Guns and Gears, you are Midnight Range TM's wound up son of a bitch of the week!
Yeah, it was pretty close to that.
That sounded like him, actually.
Pretty close to that. Yeah. Yeah, with more F-bombs thrown in there. And some heavy breathing. stuff. You guys got anything going
Dude,
on?
I'm telling you, his microphone barely made it out of that battle.
I need a headphone more.
It's he probably had to squeegee it off when he was done.
Well, that's what they come with, like, a little
dude,
bacon
I'm
field
out.
for.
His microphone was done. It's like, fuck it, I'm out.
He must be using the same brand of mic that Alex Jones uses for that shit to hold up, man. I think, yeah. If I don't
Sorry,
think
Mia.
you guys could they I don't remember if I put it on here, would they be able to see it? Would they be able
See
to
what?
hear it? Budget if we play budget show.
Nothing can happen if he doesn't claim it because it's his property.
No.
I mean,
We tried this before. I think GunTube we can't share audio because we had to jump over on StreamYard to see Sarge when he was in the motion pictures on the TV box. I mean, you could throw me the link over here and I can see if I can pick it up through my mic.
Yeah, put the link and just hold up someone's phone or microphone to it, and you don't need the video. Just the audio is perfect.
Yeah. That's
Video killed the radio star.
You won't need the video if you hear it.
In my mind and in my car.
All right. Hey, just to address DM Foz out there, we'll be doing the drawing in real time. We'll use randomcommentpicker.com or whatever it's called when we do the drawing.
Video killed the radio star.
In my mind and in my heart, we can't rewind, we've gone too far.
It's a church choir rendition of it.
There you go. There's a link in the chat there.
Linky link.
See if that, yeah.
All right.
It was. Yeah, I'm not even able to hear.
Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do.
It's weird. I'm not even able to hear his show through my,
I can hear it. I'm going to click that. Well, it just opens up a tab for me.
From chieftain.com by Beth.
Okay, let's go.
Anyhow, hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Mike. This is Budget Giveaway.
I'm just going to mute until I can find this.
What are you listening to here? Looking at something.
It's budget show from Friday.
Budget going ape
he
shit.
Got all
Friday
sorts
night.
of he got all sorts of wound up, and it was pretty awesome.
Budget Guns and Gear.
Yeah. Do you watch Budget Show, Honda?
I've seen it. I wouldn't say that I watch it regularly. No.
You should. He does a really good show, man. He does some news and then self-defense stuff, and then he does like moron of the week and stuff. But it's a really good show.
Yeah,
he does a great job. Foss says he can hear it. Yeah, Ape was playing it. So when he was playing it, then he could like screen share it. It's weird, me being the host, I can't do it. What's all the fire for up there? Fire.
Has anyone shot one of those Keltec CP33s?
No, what is it? I don't even know what it is.
It's a 33 round 22 long rifle handgun that Keltec makes.
What is that like a weird, like almost triple stack or something?
Yeah, it's like a triple stack mag.
It's a quad stack off mag
that doesn't reciprocate.
Okay, I'm not.
You can put a cheap red dot on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Huh.
I'm thinking this was probably it. He was going over that I think Matt brought it up in the chat how Moms Demand Action or whatever were concerned because Google or because firearms companies use social media like everyone else to advertise their products and such. Yeah. So just tell me if you guys can hear this or not, or if it needs to be quieter.
Can you screen
louder.
share it
Let's
too,
see
or
here.
Yeah. Manufacturer.
Yeah. Hold on. Well, all he's doing is reading a article thing here. Giveaway winner. Oh yeah. Let me make this full screen because when I clicked on that, it took my chat away. Come on, full screen.
Servers, video streaming services, and the work of YouTube influencers to reach large audiences to promote the widespread sale of consumer firearms. YouTube and Twitter subsidize gun advertising by offering server and streaming services at no cost to gun manufacturers to the commercial benefit of Google and Twitter's corporate ownership. Well, no shit. Everything that Google and Twitter's corporate ownership do is for their benefit. That's called capitalism, you dolt. But it would be one thing if firearms were the only businesses doing this. How many makeup channels are there? How many tech channels are there? How many, in any other niche, does whatever they can to draw business to them? It's called capitalism, and I think that's the entire objection they have. What do you guys think on this so far?
Do you have a pretty big objection to the 2 billion plus views? Yeah, it's not about profit for CNN. Just the 11 other got views. I've watched it
goes to list manufacturers, channels. I wish I was in this. They have this in a little bit about them, whatnot.
Yeah, now maybe I only got the first little half of it. Hold on here.
And then it goes.
Oh, you'll know it when you find it.
Yeah, I don't remember what he was talking about. I can't remember.
I do know it was him. He was not showing something. It was him on the screen. So.
Mm-hmm.
When you start seeing him pointing, that's when he's really going off. Like, seriously.
It says, translation. Companies use all avenues to advertise. Durr. Yeah, exactly. Says it sucks for sure. Yeah, hospital. First person out in the chat.
At least my kids are having fun. Jeez. You guys hear them?
Yeah. Yeah.
I should probably tell them to go to bed.
Hold on. Here he is. Here we go.
Okay. Hold on. I think okay, so.
Oh, it was the
right.
Remington
I think
thing.
what set him off
That's what it was.
the Remington deal.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So, ladies, gentlemen, and Jonases of all ages, after substantial technical difficulties and inept editing, are we ready to hear the winner of... Attention headphone users, I'm going to make a loud noise. MidnightRangeTM's motherfucking wound up son of a bitch of the week!
All right, thanks for the warning that time.
Pitching in the...
I was able to prepare it, not be like...
I think that's a great thing. What do you guys think?
Yeah, but I hate to be a sour puss on that one, but that just came out today that the illustrious governor of New York will not allow Remington to reopen their
Glenn was the
factory.
bearer of bad news.
So they are not permitted to make anything.
And you know why?
Oh, exactly, because there's Remington.
Had this shit on the good story. Fucking Andrew. Yeah, I said the F word. Fucking Cuomo had to shit on that because of politics, because it's Remington, because you know what? We can't do anything to help keep a gun manufacturer open. Fuck them people. Fuck that company. Fuck them workers. Let them all die because they're guns. Fuck you, Cuomo. How about that?
I love it.
Oh,
Bastard.
wow. This is a great show.
Yeah, I just wanted to wound up some bits of the week. I know, but that's some bullshit. That is some bullshit.
Ladies and gentlemen, this wound up son of a bitch of the week is brought to you by the cool and refreshing taste of Diet Beef Soda Zero, now 99.7% Corona free.
Budget guns and gear. You already know this, but you're the wound up son of a week. Oh, so fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them all.
Get them.
Oh man.
Oh God, I was crying, laughing so hard. Oh God, it's great.
Yeah.
Okay, to anyone out in the check.
Fuck you, Cuomo.
Okay, so yes, we got King Travi's giveaway. We got all that good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And anyone in the chat, I couldn't respond because when I clicked the link, it didn't let me. It took my chat window and actually opened the YouTube video in it.
Yeah, has anybody else got anything to plug? Anybody else got going on?
Don't check out the frog chat ever. Don't do it. Bad idea.
Yeah.
No, don't check.
You might catch. Yeah.
You might get AIDS.
You might catch the gay.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Well, how are you expecting to catch Roro? He didn't even bother to show up with an idea like he was supposed to.
I know you heard that, didn't you?
Yes, I was in Matt's chat as well, and my ears worked.
And so I trusted that someone who's in the inner circle who says I will do something, and then look what happened. We had to do a Q&A instead.
Well, now, Honda, to be fair, you're nowhere near as cute as Winston.
Who's Winston?
His cat, and oddly enough, the name of his boyfriend.
Oh, that's right, his cat's Winston.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The guy from 1984.
2 + 2 is 5.
It's not good enough that you say it. You have to believe it.
So Travis is on tomorrow. Ghost is on Tuesday. Honda's on Sunday. Sarge, you on? When are you on?
And what? What are we doing?
Things and stuff.
What days your show on this week? You're on Thursday and Saturday?
Probably Saturday this week.
Yeah.
Hitting the range tomorrow to record some video.
Very cool. All right. Anybody else has anything else? If anybody has anything, now's the time. If not, we'll cut the monkey loose, let him do his thing, and we'll get the hell out of here.
If you have a strong enough laser, you can use it to smoke weed.
Is that what happened? Your cooling fan for your little laser came on?
Ah.
Why is it suddenly making noises? There's no cooling fan anywhere.
No, you just made like a loud sucking fan sound.
Oh.
Unless or did you hit the ludicrous drive on that gaming PC of yours?
That was a fan. That's what that was. No, I don't know what you're talking about, honestly.
Ladies and gentlemen, E-Honda is baked. Like a perfectly crispy waffle for donkeys to eat.
Hit it, ape.
Ladies, gentlemen, Jonas of all ages, thank you for watching Midnight Range TM's The Closer. Be sure to check out some of the other gun channels' community-related programmings. This concludes our regularly scheduled programming, but we have some wonderful shows coming up Monday night. So, Gun Channel's Community Monday Night Programming at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's hasty headlines with never enough ammo. Get your news, commentary, and view on how the world is slowly circling the drain. That's 5 p.m. Eastern. At 7 p.m. Eastern, it's the Polite Society podcast on Facebook. And Travis P11, King Travi himself, Caliber Corner. Remember to go like and comment on that video and get a chance to win a nice little pew-pew. At 8 p.m. Eastern, it's Clover Tax, MOA Monday, only on Instagram, and Hawaii Volcano Squad's locked and loaded on YouTube. At 9 p.m. Eastern, it's Never Enough Ammo, a.k.a. Mr. Matt's Guns and Geeks podcast, getting knee-deep in geek. At 10 p.m. Eastern, whenever they decide to do another one again, which maybe never, maybe next week, we don't know because they don't tell us, it's intentionally left blank. And every weeknight at midnight Eastern, it's the Daily Gun Show. Also, check out GunTube.org as a free and unrestricted Pro2A video platform. If you like what you see, go over to the Patreon and throw them a couple dollars. For less than the price of an apple fritter a day, you too can help to have a safe space for Pro2A video content to be safe from corporate censorship. For cool and unique 2A swag, like any of these wonderful patches you see here, or maybe a tiny revolver cast in plastic, or a wonderful little jello-colored Keltec, go over to gearwebsites.com for cool and unique 2A swag. That's gearwebsites.com. And remember, a hot dog is a sandwich, Slim Jim is candy, street fudge should not be eaten raw, and if you have a restaurant which you like that is local, not a big chain, not Mickey D's, not Dairy Queen, regardless of how nice they are, go to your local restaurant, get a gift certificate, or order out at least once a week. Keep your local businesses in business. We don't want everything to become Taco Bell.
Then you got to deal with the shells, too. Nobody wants the 3 shells.
Yeah, those seashells will get you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you got to hold them just right, otherwise they break and shatter and they get a sharp edge. And let me tell you, that's a tender area down there to get a sharp edge.
Yeah, you don't want to be cutting up your bee hole. That's no good. So,
your bee
thanks for watching. Yeah, the bee hole. Thanks for
That's a bad
watching.
hole
I'll see you
plug
guys
up.
next week. Yeah, for sure. Hit them thumbs up and such, or a couple of thumbs down if you think it was a horrible show. But I think it was good. So I'll see you guys next week.
And
Thanks
we'd
for
like
watching.
to remember
Take it easy.
from our recent memo from Karen in HR, due to the outbreak of COVID-19, we are asking any and all employees to please refrain from urinating in the cryogenic food storage unit. Once again, Karen from HR would like to remind people, due to the spread of COVID-19, to please refrain from urinating in the cryogenic food storage units.
Thank you.
I ate Taco Bell yesterday and I don't get